Alright. Oh, the encoding's overloaded already, and I just started the stupid thing. Well, um, this is working. Alright. Oh, the encoding's overloaded already, and I just started the stupid thing. Alright, I just realized my microphone is on the setting where it only works if it's pointed towards me, otherwise it sounds echoey and gross. So, it's a bad camera. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Boom. Right on cue. Alex is in the chat. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Alex, are you watching the Super Bowl? I'm going to guess no, because I'm not either. Although I'm rooting for the Chiefs, and they're kind of getting pummeled right now, and I really don't like that. I'm very upset about that. I wanted the Chiefs to win, and the last time I looked at the screen, because I'm not actively watching the game, they were up by 7 points. They were up by seven points. The Chiefs were, and now they're down by 10 points, and I'm very upset about that because I want the Chiefs to win. I'm from Kansas City. I love the Chiefs. I hate sports. No, don't get me wrong. I hate sports too. But if you want to be an American, you're pretty much legally obligated to at least have a passive interest in the Super Bowl. Otherwise, you pretty much get kicked out of the country and you wake up beaten and stranded in Alberta. So you have to make sure that you at least have a passing interest in the Super Bowl. So I'm making sure to abide by that. So I'm supporting the Chiefs, which is very simple. I'm not actually watching the game because who watches the game? I mean, you only watch the game for the commercials and the halftime show, which was wonderful, by the way. I love Shakira. And yeah, so beyond that, I'm not really paying attention to the game. But last I checked, the Chiefs were doing very poorly, and I'm really upset about that because I want the Chiefs to win. Whatever. Not the biggest deal in the world, but I would still like it if my team won, because otherwise all my friends from Missouri are going to be livid for the next 3 months. So you kind of want them to do well. Anyways, here is an iPhone 3GS. Right? So isn't this great? Let's see. Okay, so I mentioned the Super Bowl. I mentioned the iPhone. Now I need to mention the rest of the things that are in the titles. Yeah, 360. I bought a 360 from GameStop. It's right there. It's still in the box. I need to open it in a video. Also, I just got... Where's the bag with all the stuff in it? Oh, here we go. I got the bag right here for something else. Smells like Nintendo. Yeah, so as you can tell, I got something cool. If I can remember how to take these things off. Right? Oh, there we go. So they come off like that. And Vacuum Dudo 4, I believe he's a new viewer. I haven't seen him in the chat before. He says hello. It smells like Nintendo. And what are these? Huh? And also, what are these? You can kind of tell what I got. So I got a... Oops, that's not supposed to happen. I haven't hooked it up yet, but I got a Nintendo Switch. So one of my friend Jesse, which he's been in the chat before, he gave me a Nintendo Switch, which is absolutely wonderful. He did not have to do that, but he did. He decided to give me a Switch, so I'm not complaining. I gave him a few bucks for it at least. I gave him pretty much every dollar that was in my wallet, which was $5. Which some people say is kind of rude, but it's like I wanted to give him something at least. And yeah, but he was like, no, it's fine. You're all right. Even has a tempered glass screen protector on it. He put a custom backplate on it, which there's some glue remnants, and it's not the prettiest thing in the world. And the kickstand's kind of effy. But that's the only thing wrong with it. There's nothing functionally wrong with it, and that's the only reason why he got rid of it was because the mod didn't go very well. But I can take off these screws and put on the original back cover if I want to, which I may end up doing. Although I do like this. This does look cool. I do actually kind of like the white. And of course that's not the normal Switch logo. That's a custom one, which also looks really cool. But yeah, I would have if I was going to switch this color myself, see what I did there? I'd probably get like a dark blue because it would match with the turquoise on this one. And then they actually make ones now that are like an orange and like a dark blue, which is what I like. That's my preferred color scheme. So I'd probably do that if I was going to buy another set of Joy-Cons, because these ones have drift. So that's why he included these, because these ones have drift. And when he gave it to me, the black ones were on there, because the black ones have, or the charcoal gray ones, I guess, have no drift at all. These ones have no drift. They're completely good. And yeah, so these are probably the ones I'll end up using, even if I prefer, because I like the much more colorful Joy-Cons. But yeah, this is the first Nintendo console that I've had in about a decade and a half now, because I got my first game console that I ever got, at least like legitimate game console, was the Wii, and I got it brand new when I was 6. It was Christmas. I believe it was either Christmas of 2006 or it was earlier when the Wii actually first came out. And I believe it was Christmas of 2006, but it was still a launch model Wii that I think was purchased day one. And I still have it. It's right down there, and it still works perfectly. But yeah, so I've never owned a Wii U, but I do want a Wii U. At work, we actually do have one in the box, so I will likely, if it's still there after I buy all the other stuff that I'm holding at work, I'll probably pick it up. But yeah, and then I'll have all of it, and I don't have an N64, so I'll have to get another N64, and at that point, if I include the Wii being backwards compatible, I own every Nintendo console. So yeah. Let's see, what did I miss? I'm not in the Super Bowl except for the commercials. Yeah, pretty much. Let's switch, man. I do have an assignment on the Super Bowl commercials for marketing. Cameron, do you have Discord? No. Twitter? No, not one that's public. Bisselfan says hi, or Alex says hi to Bisselfan. Did you ever get a Hoover Steamback spin scrub? That's a tongue twister. I do want one. I want to get one of the ones with less features because it would actually be more lightweight and easier for me to use. But I know my grandma had one, my mom had one. They're very great. They're very good machines. I really want that new Bissell Revolution Pet carpet cleaner. I really want that one because that one did very, very well in the Vacuum Wars comparison. And it's also really lightweight, so that's one that I want to get. I might just do all Bissell. And speaking of vacuums, I got a new vacuum. The video is uploading right now, but it's taking a bit because I'm recording my videos in 4K 60 now. At least this one in particular was. So as a result, it's still uploading. Yeah, it's 2 gigs out of 3 gigabytes. So it's still uploading right now. But yeah, so I do have a new vacuum that I got, and you will see it in the video. That is going up. I don't know if I'll actually post it tonight. I may wait till tomorrow. It's up to you guys. And yeah, so I do have a new vacuum that I got. Cameron says, hey Alex. Kirby's Movie Smashers says hi. I don't know if that's referencing this Kirby or that Kirby, but yeah. Well, I would love to talk to you on chat. Drops his Twitter. We don't have Twitter. Sorry, I'm trying to make more friends, Chance. No, you're fine. You can make more friends. I'd prefer if you make more friends. More friends are always preferable to less friends. Trust me, I know. So, home product expert. We've got a lot of new people coming into the chat today. That's interesting. So I've already spotted like 4 brand new people already, just all in this one little section over here. So the home product expert says, hello, everyone. That looks like an interesting channel. I say hello to you, product expert. But yeah, so I got a Nintendo Switch, and I just set it up. I don't know if any of you guys have a Switch. I need to. Oh, there, it's already on, and the battery is. Oh, paired, yeah, because I put these Joy-Cons on. Press the same button 3 times. I love this sound. I love this. The sound effect when you. That click, whenever you click it on, that is so cool. I love that so much. Because that's just like in the marketing. I love that. See, I've been not very involved in games recently, but this thing has made me this like I'm super giddy about this thing. I don't have any games for it yet, but I will have to get some at some point. But for now, it's still a really cool piece of tech. So, and of course, everyone wants one of these things. So, where's my? How do I? Let's see, profile. Oh yeah. So if you want to add me on Switch, there's my friend code. So if you want my friend code and you want to add me on Switch, make sure you tell me and here what your name is on here, because if I don't recognize it, I'm not gonna add it. So yeah, so if y'all want to add me on Switch or Nintendo, whatever you call this, add me on Nintendo. You can tell how long it's been since I've had one of these. Because I have owned a PS4, and I have owned an Xbox One S. Actually, I've owned both kinds of Xbox One. But I sold the first one and the second one got stolen. My PS4 I sold, and I never owned a Wii U, and now I've owned a Switch. So I have owned I've owned almost every 8th gen console, because this is technically 9th gen, isn't it? Because Wii U was 8th gen, and then I would guess that Switch, PS5, and Series X are 9th gen, right? Or would Switch, One X, and PS4 Pro be 9th gen, and then 10th gen would be Series X, PS5, and the successor to the Switch? I don't know. I don't know how you even define the generation. It's kind of like back when you had the 2600 and the 5200 Atari in the same generation. So I guess you could say that Switch and Wii U are both 8th gen, maybe? Or is Switch close enough to 9th gen that this is the first 9th gen console? Um, I would probably say more towards the latter, because supposedly the new systems are both going to be coming out this year. I predict they're both going to be coming out in the second and third week of November, respectively. So one of them's going to take one of them's going to take the other, but I predict they're both going to come out in November. So yes, I did get a Switch. My friend Jesse gave it to me. He is an absolute sweetheart, and he's a super nice dude. I really should start. It's funny. My boss at work afterwards was like, you should really like start hanging out with him, because he clearly wants to be your friend. And I'm like, I don't really have any of those, so that'd be cool. Uh, but yeah, so I also need to get an SD card for it, because 32 gigs. Seriously, Nintendo, 32 gigs? That's stupid. This should have been at least 500 gigs, but this should have been a terabyte, because like this came out in 2017, right? And the 512 gig Note 9 came out in August of 2018. So, but even at this point, the 256 gig iPhone 7 Plus came out in 2016. So, by that argument, they should have made this 256 gigs at least. Or, because I believe this is the only SKU of the Switch. They don't have a 64 gig version, do they? I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. Because I know with Wii U, they had 8 gigs and 32 gigs. And that was deluxe. But, kind of like 360. When 360 came out, you had 512 megs and 20 gigs. PS3 came out, you had 20 and 60. But yeah, so this should have been, well, which gen is the Nintendo Wii console? Well, the Wii console 7th gen, because the 7th gen was the Xbox 360, the Wii, and the PlayStation 3. The first generation of iPhones and the Wii changed over the years. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty accurate. I don't own a first generation iPhone, but I have a 3GS. This is the oldest iPhone that I have is the 3GS. And then I have, over here I have a 4S. So I have an iPhone 4S. Which this works, but it's iCloud locked. But I can still get into it. I can still unlock it, but I can't reset it because I need the iCloud password. So, yeah, Wii's definitely 7th. Chance, did you see the playlist I sent you? No, I did not. I have not been responding to your Twitter messages at all. So, let's see. To be fair, the Switch can use micro SD cards like the Xbox One, PS4 that use SSD or HD for storage and are way more expensive. That's true. And also, but PS4, unlike Xbox One and Switch, you can just replace the internal hard drive. So I can buy a PS4, and I can buy, a 3 or 4 terabyte hard drive if I really want to, or I can even put in like a 1 terabyte SSD in a PS4 Pro and make that thing run super fast, and then just plug a giant external hard drive into it and never run out of space. Whenever I had my PS4, I just didn't feel like doing that. So I just, I just got rid of it and I built the PC. I do probably want to get another PS4 at some point, but I wouldn't play it all that often, so it's probably not really worth it. I'm just fine with my PS3 and my Xbox 360, and now my Switch. So obviously this is gonna take the mantle for new games, because that's the thing, like because the exclusives on Xbox and PlayStation at this point are not all that enticing. Yeah, the PlayStation exclusives don't really entice me. At least there's not any I can think of off the top of my head. And Xbox One exclusives a lot of times are parity with PC. And since I'm running Windows 10 now, I can run not all, but I can run some of the exclusives. The only one I don't think about is the one exclusive for Xbox One that a lot of people didn't really care about, but that I always wanted to play was Sunset Overdrive. I loved the look of that game when it came out, and it came out a few years ago. And I really want to play that game, so I need to look up and see if that's actually on PC or not, because if it's on PC, I'm going to buy it. But yeah, so let's see. Yeah, Switch can use micro SD cards, so I could put a 512 gig SD card in this if I wanted to, and then have a decent amount of space. And of course, I can always just hot swap the SD cards. I just saw a story recently where someone's Switch actually caught on fire because their SD card overheated or something like that. And also, speaking of heat, my Switch, or at least it was bent, but I think I bent it back. Yeah. So it was bent, but I bent it back, and it went back to its shape, so it doesn't look bent anymore. At least not. Is it very, actually, I think it's a little bit bent. Oh, okay, maybe don't bend it with the Joy-Cons on. That's a bad idea. But yeah, so Caden says, hi, Craig. Games you own for the Switch? None, because I didn't buy any games for it whenever I got it. I just got the Switch. So I'm going to get some games for it at some point, but I'm not really buying a lot of games right now, so I need to. We have a ton of Switch games at work, so but I got a ton of stuff that I have on hold at work, including another Xbox 360, another Halo edition, a Nintendo NES, and a few broken Samsung phones that I'm going to do for some videos. And those Samsung phones include two S7 Edges, an S6 Edge Plus, and a Note 4. So I need to get all those taken care of, and then I'll probably start buying Switch games. So I probably won't buy Switch games for like maybe a month from now. But yeah, so always get SanDisk. I say it for experience. I've had decent luck with SanDisk. I've had great luck with Samsung. But SanDisk and Samsung seem to be the ones that I trust the most. I don't really trust Toshiba or Hitachi, or Western Digital's okay. I don't even know if they make SD cards, but as far as SD cards, SanDisk and Samsung are the ones that I mostly trust and have had the best experience with. ADATA is also pretty good. ADATA is pretty good too. I haven't really seen any bad experiences with ADATA. So the important thing is always have backups, although for a Switch, I'm not really worried about backing it up because it's just video games. But yeah. So I wonder if the new gaming console will be in this decade. Well, yeah. Well, the first game consoles from the new decade are obviously going to be PS5 and Xbox Series X. And I hope to God they change the name of Series X. But I mean, I guess we kind of given up on the idea of Microsoft naming their consoles off anything that makes sense. Honestly, they should have just called it Xbox 4. Just like, hey, swallow your pride. Just go back to just doing numbers. Xbox 4. I mean, hell, with Xbox One X, you could argue that Xbox One X was the fourth Xbox, since it was a hardware jump, and then you could go Xbox 5. So you have PS5 and Xbox 5. Just like what Samsung did with the Note 7, where they're like, oh, we already made a sixth Note. The Note 5 was a fifth Note because the Edge was the fifth. So we'll name it the Note 7 so it competes with the iPhone 7. And then all the ones after that will compete. Sony and Microsoft could do the same thing, or specifically Microsoft, where Sony just follows the number, and Microsoft jumps to Xbox 5. So you have Xbox. I almost said Xbox One. You have. I'm still making that mistake, even all these years later. You have Xbox, you have Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox One X, and then Xbox 5. But they're calling it Series X. So you have the Xbox One X and you have the Series X. At work, it's going to be such a pain whenever that thing comes out and we get trade-ins. Although I've still never seen an Xbox One X get traded in at work. I've seen normal Xbox Ones and Xbox One S's, but I still have yet to see a One X at work. So it might be a bit for the Series X. Because we cannot keep Switches at work. We cannot keep Switches at work. We can sometimes keep accessories, and we have a buttload of games, but we cannot keep actual Switches at work because they go same day. Like, we've gotten 2 in that day, and they're both gone by the next day. So we just cannot keep them in the store. Whereas we are swimming in Wii's, 360s, and PS3s, especially, well, in that order. Wii's we have the worst of, 360s we still have a buttload of, and we actually have pretty much every special edition 360. I think our Modern Warfare edition sold, but we still have the special edition white one, the Halo one, but that's mine, so that didn't count. The Gears of War one, and the Star Wars one. So we do have a Star Wars one in at work. So I might get the Star Wars one. Even though I'm not a fan of Star Wars, I still love Star Wars. The Wall of Wii's, Shudder, yeah. So Boppo knows because you're Jesse, right, Boppo? Yeah, Boppo's Jesse. So that's the guy, Boppo, in the chat. He's the one who gave me the Switch. So all of you thank him, and I will thank him as well. Thank you, dude. I still can't get over how cool this is. But yeah. So yeah, and I know you gave it to me just because of the glue thing, but I still can't believe it. Like, because I would have sold it for like $100, but that's just me. But yeah, and I'm definitely not gonna sell this because I know some people are like, don't sell it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna sell it. This thing's awesome. I'm definitely gonna keep this. Unless the only thing I can think of is if mine catches fire or something like that, then of course I'll send it into Nintendo and get it fixed. But I don't expect that to happen or anything crazy like that. Because there were Wii's that were bending, there were Wii's that were breaking, or not Wii's, Switches. Well, yeah, Wii's never break. You really can't break a Wii. Wii's pretty much indestructible. You're a tech guy. Get Sonic Mania Plus, please. I know you hate me for that, but seriously, the game will disappoint you. Okay. I didn't see a copy of that at work, at least not that I remember off the top of my head, but I will look for it. And if we have it and it's a good price, I might pick it up. Just for you, if that's at work, that'll be the first game I get on the Switch. I do also want to get Let's Go Eevee, because I want to get more into Pokemon. Because I'm playing Pokemon Go a lot recently, and I want to get more into Pokemon. So we had Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, although those could be gone by now. I've had my Wii since 2009, and it's still going strong. I have mine since 2006, and it's still going strong. Whereas, I mean, the Wii, the Wii was easily the best console of that generation since the, what was I talking about? The Abyssal Van just distracted me. Let's see. It's a $30 game for the physical. It's a $30 game for the physical copy for the Switch. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, I never pay $60 for games. I was gonna pick up Modern Warfare had my Xbox not gotten stolen, but I never picked it up. And of course, I guess there wasn't really a point because my dad got a copy too, so I probably still wouldn't have picked it up. But if I ever get my Xbox back, which I don't see why I wouldn't. I mean, it's just being held at the pawn shop now, not the one I work at, but the other one. So, yeah, I probably should be able to get it. So, yeah, so the Wii is the only console that you could have bought launch day that still works, because the PS3 would have yellow lighted and got a bad disk drive, and the Xbox 360 would have red ringed and got a bad disk drive. The Wii still works. I'm saying if I had bought all 3 consoles on launch day, they would have died. My PS3, it's an 80 gig, so it's only software backwards compatible. So hopefully that thing shouldn't yellow light. But that's my favorite version of the PS3 because it's software emulation, so it's not going to break as easily as a 60 gig. But it also has more space because it's an 80 gig, although I can replace that. And it still has the... Wait, does mine have the 4 USB ports? Yes. Yeah, so mine has the 4 USB ports, which I love. And it still has the card readers and everything. But it's missing the little door, which I don't like. So I have what I think is the best PS3. From a usability standpoint. Obviously, from a collector standpoint, the original 60 gig is the one everyone wants. But those yellow lights so bad. And yeah, so it's just one of those things where, it is what it is. So, but mine works just fine, and I'm happy about it. So yeah. Apparently, some Wii's had that problem. Wizard says Dyson. Physical Reese has a cute little artwork and a great date. A great date? What? The Wii is the e-sack. I'm not sure what that means, but you spammed it, so it hopefully should be good. Or a good thing. Someone Wizard says Dyson. Okay, give me a sec. Let me answer the other questions. Let's see. I never forget Wii Sports and how the first Wii was a craze. I had Pokemon Shield on my Switch. I plan on getting Sword, and I got Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu on the same day that I gave you the Switch. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah. So physical release is yeah. Let's see. Because I meant sorry, Bubble. I played both Eevee and Pikachu today to get the Mons in the Shield. Mons and Shield. I like Let's Go Eevee, but Gigantamax Pikachu is just gold. Okay, so you prefer the Pikachu one. Yeah. I'll probably have to get the Pikachu one. Although I like Eevee is just so much more cuter though. That's not a word, more cuter. I just love Eevee. I just want to give him a hug. Or him or her. I don't know what gender Eevee is supposed to be. I don't think it matters. Why am I whispering? I think Just Dance is still popular. Yeah. Just Dance. Is Just Dance still making games on the original Wii? I know they were. They were the last people making games on the Wii. Everyone keeps asking me the worst game that I ever played. I honestly can't remember. I can't really think of one on the top of my head. Because I don't, I guess I just blocked out all the bad games. I'm not AVGN. Speaking of which, thoughts on the Angry Video Game Nerd? Yeah, he's cool. I liked his content a lot more whenever I was a lot younger, and I kind of liked that type of humor. But the type of humor that James uses in AVGN just hasn't really grown on me. To me, it doesn't age well, at least not for me, because I'm not a fan of like toilet humor and stuff like that. But I still watch the new AVGN videos. I still support them and everything, and I still really do like the show. It's just I just don't watch them nearly as often as I used to. So I love the older AVGN episodes, like the one on the Power Glove and NES accessories. Like I love the hardware. I love the hardware videos a lot more than the game reviews personally. Yeah. Oh my god, that. Yeah. Jesus Christ, that's scary. Did we win? My dad's watching the Super Bowl, so clearly something good happened because he's very happy. I don't know if you heard that. You must have heard that because that scared the living daylights out of me. Yeah, so the last one I knew, the last Just Dance was in the early 2010s. I could be wrong. They came out with one, I think, last year. Poor Chansey jumped. That's fine. Let's see. I played it with just a dance thing. It was exercise. Is that mom yelled? I don't know what that means. That was good. He seems happy. Are we going up now? I don't think you can hear me. Oh well. Let's see. But yeah, someone said Dyson. So yeah, let's see. Is the video uploaded yet? Because I would rather just post the video and have that reveal what it is. But I don't think it's uploaded yet. No, it's not uploaded yet. Okay. So I'll just bring it here. So I got this. This is a Dyson. Oh my, I just hit it right into my desk. So this is a Dyson DC07 original. Yeah, it has the stair tool. And it has the brush tool. And it has the crevice tool. This is why I don't like sports. But yeah, so it works. It needs some stuff on it. Yeah, that was my dream DC07, the blue color one. Yeah, some parts of this have turned green though, and that's kind of annoying how they've like turned green, but it actually still looks kind of cool. But you can see like the base and some other parts are still the proper turquoise color. But yeah, I love this color of the DC07. Out of all the silver and single color ones, like the yellow and the purple and white. And yeah, so all of those were there, and yeah, this is still my favorite one is the turquoise. Although this one isn't actually turquoise anymore. And yeah, I like the old AVGN videos more than the new ones. Yeah, they just kind of had more charm to them, in my opinion. I do really appreciate the new ones though, because he puts a lot of work into all the CGI effects, and they take so long to come out with, and they're really nice. I do wish that he made some more videos that are just kind of going back to the old formula, not even just for the fans' sake, but just for his sake, just to give himself a break from doing all those effects and stuff. Like, that's got to be draining, putting all that work into a single video. Maybe this decade the Dyson V12 will come out. That's possible. Is the V11 out yet? I think the V10's the newest one, right? I had that and had a toy Dirt Devil MVP. Yes, we all did. There actually is a toy Dirt Devil bag Dirt Devil at my Salvation Army, or at least there was. But I didn't get it because why would I get that? It's super light too. I can pick it up with a pinky. It's all like hollow plastic. Yes, the V11 and V10 are out currently. Yeah, so the V12 would be out. The V11's been out since 2018. I forgot because that's the one where all the YouTubers were complaining about it. Yeah, Dyson didn't send me one. They should have sent me one. Dyson, if you're watching this, send me the V12 when it comes out because I want to do a video on it. And unlike Austin Evans and all those other YouTubers, who were sponsored by, I do know nothing. Not saying anything against them, but obviously vacuums aren't their specialty. So, but I kind of, a lot of people got really mad at the tech YouTubers for doing the vacuum videos. Like, oh, they sold out. It's like, no, like it's everyone needs a vacuum cleaner, so I don't blame them. Because they're like, hey, if these tech YouTubers like it, and because they're super techie and they don't like normal stuff, then you average consumers should really like it because it's all techie. Because Dyson is kind of like the techie brand. Yeah. What's that banging around in the background? Until like that is my dad watching the Super Bowl, and getting very, very excited, as so many people do, and that's the entire reason why I absolutely despise football. Because whenever you are trying to sleep at 11 o'clock at night in your apartment, and then your neighbor, whose TV is about 10 feet away from your face, is pounding on the table and screaming out of every other apartment, it's very annoying, and you really begin to hate sports. Yeah, so I want to have a Shark Navigator 0M. I remember in 2012, there was a Dyson salesman going around my neighborhood at midnight. I would totally let that guy in. I would totally be like, yo, here's all my Dysons. And he'd probably get really creeped out and want to leave. And I'd be like, no, give me your Dyson. My money's on the 49ers. Oh, you said the wrong thing. You said the wrong thing. My money's on the Chiefs. I'm Chiefs. Have you guys seen Shakira and J-Lo performing? Yes, I did. It was fantastic. Oh my god, her outfit is like so shiny. All the dancers out there, like she had like was she the one wearing the gold outfit, or is that someone else? And then the other girl had like the sparkly, diamondy looking outfit. And I was like, ooh, that is shiny. So, yeah. My grandpa's watching the Super Bowl right now. I don't know why he's clapping. He knows I'm streaming, but yeah. It's like, they can't hear you, right? 49ers only 4 behind. The 49ers are 4 behind? Yes! I'm so glad they're 4 behind. They need to be more behind. The 49ers need to be 17 behind. Lol, you're mean. I don't mean to be mean. Well, the good news is, since we have someone in the audience who likes the 49ers, then regardless of who wins, one of us will be happy. So that's a good way to look at it. And again, it's like, I'm not like, oh my god, my life is ruined because my team didn't win the Super Bowl. But just the fact that got to the Super Bowl is really cool. So even if we don't make it, I mean, I'm the glass half full kind of person. I'd be like, hey, we made it to the Super Bowl. But nevertheless, I still want them to win. So, yeah. He had a Phantom Thunder tied to his car bumper and a new... What? You're telling me a Dyson salesman had a Phantom Thunder tied to his car bumper? I doubt that. That does not sound realistic. I live in college with roommates. I'm out on TV. Wait, you're on TV? What? And Telltale, what banquet meals do you eat? That's such a random question. I eat pretty much all of them. I mean, whichever ones I like. I absolutely love. He did. I swear to God. Okay, well, Pixar didn't happen, so I don't believe you. Because having a Phantom Thunder tied to the front of his butt, like, that doesn't sound legal at all. There's no way that happened. You must have remembered that wrong. That sounds like a dream you might have had or something. Because I do not believe that was real. Even if it was a Phantom salesman from the 90s, they still wouldn't have a Phantom Thunder strapped to the front of their car. Um, but yeah, so I mostly eat sweet and sour chicken ones, all the Chinesey ones, because I love Chinese food. Um, they grind the chicken up and put fake stuff in it. Yeah, so does like 90% of fast food restaurants. So for a dollar, you can't really complain. I mean, obviously they're not good for you, but what a shock. So I try not to eat them too often. I love my fake meals. I love Chinese food too. Yeah, Chinese food is the best. Chinese food is the best, and I love crab salad. That is my favorite. Like, I have a lot of favorite foods, but if someone held a gun to my head right now and said, "What is your favorite food?" I would probably say crab salad. Actually, no, I would definitely say crab salad. So, which sucks. I know a lot of friends and stuff don't like seafood. But yeah. By the way, guys, I got the new Motorola Razr 2020. You guys saw Flossie Carter just got it. I just got the new one too. This is super cool. You can tell if I turn it on. It's a Verizon exclusive, as you can tell. So this is the new Motorola Razr. I love to cook and bake too. So do I. I cooking I don't enjoy as much, but I still enjoy it. Baking I love though. I love baking. But I just don't do it. I still don't do it all that often, but I love to do it. I just have no reason to bake anything right now. I just need to get some friends or like a significant other or something so I can just bake them cookies all day long. But yeah. So mine to die for food is Sloppy Joes. Sloppy Joes are good. I just don't really, I just don't like messy foods in general because I like having clean hands. I prefer foods that I can either eat with my hands and not get anything on them, or something I can eat with a fork. I'm not, but don't worry, I'm not. I don't eat pizza with a fork. I'm not a communist. But yeah, so, yeah, because I just really need to have clean hands, which of course when you fix vacuums isn't really all ideal. I walked in on my mom watching the halftime, and I was so stressed because my dad's Honda Accord stalled on me 3 times. That seems like kind of a weird jump to. Yeah, so your mom's watching halftime, and you're stressed because your dad's I don't know how those two are related. I don't know how those two are related, but okay. The Razor looks like something you would see in the 2000s. All I know when I get in a relationship someday, all I know is when I get in a relationship someday, my man will have pancakes. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Pancakes are always fantastic. My preferred, let's see, I'm trying to think, what would I make? Like if my significant other wanted me to make them breakfast in bed, what would I make them? That's a good question. Um, well, I wouldn't always if I wasn't making something, if I didn't have time for some reason, then I would get them donuts. But if I was gonna make something, I'd probably also make pancakes because pancakes are fairly simple. No, 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 pancakes suck. Waffles. I actually forgot. I bought a cupcake maker, a Hostess brand cup. Like it's an actual cupcake maker that Hostess made. It's like and it makes the cupcakes. So the Hostess cupcakes, where you can make your own Hostess cupcakes at home. I forgot I had that, and I know I have it because it's on the kitchen table, and I need to do something with that because that'd be so cool. Because I love those cupcakes, but I just don't like they just don't taste as good because they're prepackaged, obviously. If I could make my own, that would be amazing. That'd be so cool. But yeah, pancakes. See, that's the thing. If you can't decide between pancakes and waffles, just get a waffle maker, get a skillet, and just make both. So that's the thing. If I was making my significant other breakfast, if it was like anniversary or something or their birthday, I would probably make both pancakes and waffles if I could, assuming they like both of those. Because pancakes have their advantages and waffles have their advantages too. And they're similar enough, so why not just make both of them? Hello? Hey Jeff, what's up? Are you watching the Super Bowl? Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. No one's on the phone. All right, I'll talk to you later, Jeff. Bye. Turn this off. Look at that. That's so cool. Let's see. A cooking video with ratchet music. Oh, God. There you go with that word again. Yeah. Let's see. I like how Wizard thinks. Hi, Jeff. Yeah. Yeah, so I started a debate on pancakes and waffles. Oops. Well, there is no debate. The answer is both. The answer is both. It's just both. That's the final answer. Because then if you like pancakes, like if I made pancakes and waffles, then if you like a pancake, grab a pancake. If you like a waffle, take a waffle. If you like both, roll up the pancake and then roll up a waffle inside of it and put a sausage link in the middle with some cheese around it, and then you have heaven. That's what you do. That is what you do in America. Why does my chat keep disconnecting? Because your internet sucks. I'm assuming. My router just randomly cut out, so I had to reboot it. And Mediacom sent me a message and said, "Hey, you can get a new router for free and like not be charged anything extra because you're renting this stupid friggin' thing." But yeah, so let's see. Listen to the playlist. Might as well change the calendar back to May 2004 with the flip phone. Yeah. So we got the flip phone. So this is my phone back in 2005. And then pretend this is the iPhone 2G, not the 3G. This is my phone back in 2007. So I upgraded from the Motorola Razr to the iPhone. And I actually, if I had a phone back then, I probably would have had a Windows Mobile phone. Because I love the styluses and I love the Pocket PC thing. So if I had a phone back then, I'd probably have probably have some type of a Windows Mobile device. Although I probably wouldn't have had Windows Phone, at least not once Samsung came out with the phones. I'm gonna assume the Chiefs did good. But yeah, so I'd have probably a Motorola Razr, and then I'd probably have some Windows Mobile device. And then I'd probably have an iPhone 2G. And then I probably would have upgraded to the iPhone 4. And then I probably would have, from there, I would have upgraded to if I can find it. Then I probably would have gotten rid of my iPhone 4. And moving that comment, that word is not allowed here. And I probably would have upgraded from the iPhone 4 to the Galaxy S, which of course came out the same year. So I probably would have, I maybe would have got the iPhone 4 and then not kept it. Or I've also said maybe I would probably go from the iPhone 4S or the iPhone 4 to the Galaxy S3 in 2012. And then it would have gone from the S3 to the Note 3. And then from the Note 3 to the Note 7. And then from the Note 7 to the Note 8. But obviously, what actually happened, my actual phones, my first phone was the Kyocera Event. My first smartphone. Because I had a few flip phones. I had flip phones like this. And I also had feature phones where it was all just one piece. And it was like the size of more the size of just this part. And it was all the phone. So like really, really tiny phones. And so I had a couple of those, and then I got the Kyocera Event. That was my first Android phone. And then I got, I don't remember what order I got them in, but I got the Motorola Moto E 2nd Gen. And I had the Moto E 1st Gen, I think. And then I got the Moto E 2nd Gen. And then I got the LG Tribute HD, which I think I saw one of those on Marketplace the other day. So I could have... They can't hear you! But yeah, so I would have the LG Tribute, and then I got the Note 3, and I had the Note 3 for a while. The Note 3 broke. I tried to fix it. I didn't fix it correctly. T-Mobile wouldn't touch it. I got an LG K10, which was a piece of garbage. And then I got, yeah, Wizard, could hear the screaming. And then I keep losing my train of thought. So, and then I had the Note 3, and then the LG K10, and then I went from the LG K10 to the Note 5, and then from the Note 5, I went to the Note 7, to the Note 8, and now to the Note 9. So, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, this is iPhone 4S. It's still running. I really want to get the iCloud account off this because this is still running iOS 7, and it actually is pretty snappy on iOS 7. And I know this isn't a 4S. I know this is a 4S, not a 4, because a 4 has the antenna band up here and doesn't have a SIM card tray on the Verizon variant. So my very first phone was a Play School cord phone. Yeah, Super Bowl 50. iPhones trash. Android's trash. They both suck. My mom just screamed at the 49ers play. She yelled, "That was effing sad." You gotta go, man. I have school. Bye. Goodbye, Super Mario Fan 101. You have a great night. And yeah, let me just Google what the score is. Let me open up a new tab in one of my many, many, many thousands of tabs. Also, let me pop out the chat here so I can put this in the window. And there we go. Android is trash, trash, trash. All right. So let's go to... Why is my encoding overloaded? I just opened up a new tab. I've only got like 37 tabs open. That's actually not very far off from the truth. 49ers are 10 behind. Couldn't take a good picture. But yeah. Let's see, Android gang. Good night, sweet dreams, y'all. Are you leaving too, Craig? Don't leave. 49ers are 10 behind. Yay? I couldn't take a good picture. Kyrie says, message retracted. Craig says, I have school tomorrow too. See you all later. You too, Craig. You have a fantabulous night. Wizard, I only liked them for their name. What, the 49ers? Well done, you made mad phones. I had coffee at 6. You ain't getting rid of me. Okay. I can tell you, I know you love coffee. Yeah, let's see. Slide to unlock. Oh, that's one thing that I miss about the older iOS is slide to unlock. That's so much nicer. Slide to unlock. Because then if your home button is broken, you're not forced to, well, not be able to use your phone. That's the only reason they did that too. They only did that so that way if your home button is broken, then you're not able to get into your phone, and then you just stay F it and you throw it away and buy a new one. That's what they want. But yeah, iOS 7 is weird. I still want to find an iPhone. I want to find an iPhone on the original firmware. So I want to find an iPhone 5S on iOS 7, or an iPhone 6 Plus on iOS 8. The home button has the screen inside. What? You mean the screen inside? Oh yeah, that's cool. You just pull down like that and you search the iPhone. I'm going to search for YouTube. There it is. It says update required. And then I click update and it doesn't let me update. Like it doesn't let me uninstall it. It doesn't let me reinstall it. So it just pops up a message that says update, so I can't even use it anymore. This is so stupid. There's no reason why this message box should be here. Like you can see it's working in the background. Like it's working. It says you must update continue. Why? This still works. If I click quit, the app crashes. If I click update, it doesn't let me update. This is why iPhones suck. Yeah, well, I mean, the Android does this too, where it'll force you to update the app even though the old app is clearly working just fine. Like, I was using this on YouTube, and it was fine. But yeah. Update required to iOS 14. Well, this is iOS 7, so it's halfway there. Yep, iOS 7.1.2. But yeah. It says name Tina's iPhone. Well, Tina, I have your phone, so please unlock it from your iCloud so I can use it. iOS 13 is best. Yeah, I like iOS 13, although I don't own any iPhones running iOS 13. All my iPhones are running either iOS 7. Actually, this is running iOS 6. This is running iOS 7. And then my iPhone 6S. My iPhone 6S is running iOS 12.4, and my iPhone 6 Plus is running. What's this running? I'm not sure what this is running. Let me double check. I think it's running. I know it's running iOS 12. I don't remember what version. Let's see. Yeah, this one's running iOS 12.4.4. So it's actually newer than the software on my 6S. But yeah, so that's the 6 Plus, and then the my iPhone 6S Plus is running iOS 10.3.1 or 10.1.3, one of the two. I forgot which one it was. I think it's 10.1.3, or is it 10.3.1? I don't remember. It's iOS 10. So yeah, I'm going to teacher's lounge tomorrow at school and go to the vending machine to sneak a Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I used to do that. I think I did that like 2 or 3 times. Although it wasn't really sneaking, because my counselor told me, he's like, hey, you can go to teacher's lounge and get a soda if you want. They won't care. And I'm like, okay. So it's not really a sneak if it's permitted. Should I have said that? Oh no. No, not the secret with the Dr. Pepper, the teacher's lounge. Oh my god. That wouldn't surprise me if the school got mad about that, because so many schools get mad about stupid garbage nowadays. It's like, oh my god, shoulder is so offensive. It's like you're telling me one of my classmates got shot and you're worried about someone showing their shoulder? You're mental. Let's see. God, this stupid Android keyboard. Yeah. Got an iPhone right here. It's a big one too. It's an iPhone 6 Plus. This is the one that bends and breaks. This still works though. I had to download the old wallpapers because they removed the wallpapers with the update. Why? I don't know. Because if I go to the wallpapers, all the wallpapers are just they're just for the iOS. They're not for the actual iPhone. So that's kind of annoying, because then they all look the same. So I had to download all the old iOS 8 wallpapers to get the actual iPhone 6 Plus wallpapers on the iPhone 6 Plus. That's so stupid. But yeah. Yes, but I heard a teacher took one of the kids' pops away because he got caught. Oh, come on, that's mean. Don't take away the kid's soda. Because most people set their own pictures as their wallpapers. Well, yeah, but like that pisses me off so much. I mean, yeah, they set their own pictures, but I'm saying if you're going to include wallpapers, then include the ones that the phone is supposed to come with. Okay, my dad's happy. So. I think we're winning. Let's see. So. Oh, that is cool though. I do like the wallpaper. I do like how it comes with a pure black wallpaper. I do like that. And it's just got these like random rainbow stripes that look okay. And then of course it's got the iOS 10 wallpaper and the iOS 12 wallpaper, like stock wallpaper. And they still have the Earth from the iPhone 2G days. So that's probably my favorite lock screen wallpaper. The teacher that took it away is mean as hell. Well, that's good. I need the XS Max already. Yeah, we win money. Wait, who won? Oh crap. Let me look at the score. Super Bowl score. Oh yeah. Yeah. We are up by 11 points. I know in football it doesn't matter, you just have to be up by 1 point, but you don't want to win. You want to wipe the floor with the person that you're up against. You don't want to just barely win. You want a win-win. Like, you want there to be no debate. Actually saying 10 sounds better. Oh, actually saying X sounds better than 10s. Well, it's 10. X is 10. iPhone 2G, iPhone 3G, iPhone 4, iPhone 5, iPhone 6, iPhone 7, iPhone 8, iPhone 10, iPhone 11. And of course, if you include the S's and all the other variants, if you include every single iPhone ever, you got 2G, 3G, 3GS, 4, 4S, 5, 5C, 5S, 6, 6 Plus, 6S, 6S Plus, SE, 7, 7 Plus, 8, 8 Plus, 10, 10S, 10S Max, 10R, 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max. I think I said all of them. Why? Will you get an upset stomach if you say 10S? Well, no, it's not me, it's just what it is. I mean, it's called the 10S. You can call it X if you want, but that's just not correct. I've had people argue me about this. They're like, no, it's called X. Like, it's actually called X. And I'm like, dude, watch the introduction video. And they're like, I did, it says X. No, it doesn't. It says 10. It says 10. iPhone 10. Introducing the iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, and iPhone 10. And then they say, introducing the iPhone 10s and iPhone 10s Max, and introducing iPhone 10R. But yeah, 10 is X. Well, that's my point. 10s is the E. What? 10s is the E? No. Introducing iPhone eSAC. eSAC, what? They have the Galaxy S10e and the iPhone 10R. And then the Pixel 3a. So it's like you got all these random letters to define the budget. They should call it iPhone 11B for budget. iPhone 11s for sheep. That's what they're going to come out with this year. They're going to come out with the well, that's weird because they call the 10R replacement the 11 now. So that's gonna be what they're sticking with. So it's gonna be the 11s, the 11s Pro, and the 11s Pro Max. That's what's gonna come out this year. There also might be a new iPhone SE, I've heard, which some people say is gonna be called the iPhone 9. Some people say it's gonna be called the iPhone. What was the other name that I heard for it? The iPhone SE2, but I don't think they're going to call it SE2. I think they would call it would be the new SE, but I think they're going to call it, maybe they'll call it iPhone 8s. Maybe. I don't know. It's anyone's game at this point what the new iPhone SE, although the new iPhone SE has been leaking for years, but now I think the new iPhone SE is just going to be a spec update for the iPhone 8, and I've heard there's not going to be a Plus variant, which I don't like. Because I want there to be a Plus variant. I know they want you to, if you want a bigger phone, well then go get either an 8 Plus, which as of right now they're still selling, or get the which obviously the 8 Plus will be a downgrade from the 9. Let's just call it the 9, even though we know that's probably not going to be called that. So the iPhone 9 would have the same design as the 8, but it would have the new updated specs. Maybe it might have a stainless steel frame. Probably not, but it might have like that chrome coloring on the frame maybe, and they probably remove the gold color. It'd probably just be in white and black, because I've heard they're not gonna have it in the gold color. They might have it in product red though. Product red is I wish they did like a product blue, like the 10R blue. What I really want is I want a SKU of the iPhone 8 Plus, but with the blue color of the 10R, and with the front still being black, just like the 10R. Because I don't like the white front. Like it's like on this particular 6 Plus, it's grown on me a little bit, but I still prefer black. I still would prefer it to be black. I don't care what color it is. I don't care if it's silver, if it's space gray, if it's gold, if it's silver, if it's red. The front should be black. If you're not going to color match it to the back of the phone like Samsung used to do, like here with the Note 5. If you're not going to color the front like the back, then this should be black. So, yeah. Bissell fan, I need AirPods. I actually got, I know you're going to scoff at this because you want actual Apple crap, but I have like a pair of knockoff AirPods. They were like $12 from Dollar General, and they're actually really good considering how cheap they are. I have them around here somewhere. I'm not sure where they are. No one sent me a message on Telegram. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, here's a Dyson. I should move this. This, I think, needs a new clutch, and it definitely needs cleaned filters. But yeah, AirPods is mad. Yeah, so that's cool. He can't hear us, guys. He has AirPods. Ha ha ha. I don't have real AirPods. Not anymore. I did at one point. I had some AirPods. Oh no, here's my knockoff AirPods. Yeah, so here they are. So they actually don't, like, considering, they sound pretty good too, and they're comfortable. They're actually more comfortable than real AirPods, in my opinion. I haven't tried the Pros or the Gen 2s, but I tried a Gen 1 AirPods. And these are much more comfortable than AirPods. They're much more comfortable than AirPods. I also like how they're black instead of white. Because again, if you're not going to color match them, if you're not going to make them blue or red or something cool, then make them black. I mean, white is okay. I would prefer white for like the back, but never put white on the front. It just looks tacky with the black screen. So I wouldn't mind if it had a black front and a white back, like the Pixel 2, the Pixel 2 XL. That would be fantastic. Darth Gamer's in the chat. I missed you, dude. You're cool. But yeah. So these are my fake AirPods, and they sound pretty good too. I believe. I don't know which phone they're paired up to at the moment. I would assume they're paired up to my Note. So if I play some music, like, they sound pretty good. Yep, it says they're connected. For some reason the song's not playing. Yeah, there we go. Like, they sound pretty good. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm putting them right up against the microphone. I'm probably getting copyright claim for that. But they sound great. Can you see what will be oversold? Standing over me, I won't know if you're real or just a ghost. Sheltered from the sun, you ask me if I've gone away. I'm taking chances one by one until the moment when we find a way. I'll be right here. Reset. Just one touch from you was cold sweat. I'd give anything to feel it in this life or in the next. We won the Super Bowl! Did we? Did we win the Super Bowl? Okay, Pierce's Vlogs just said the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Let me refresh this. Is the game over yet? I don't know. But we're up 11 points, regardless of whether or not it's over. Wow. Is it over? If the Chiefs just won, that's fantastic. So we had two people rooting for the 49ers. I was rooting for the Chiefs. So, Kansas City, baby. Yes, just got breaking news. That better be true. Is this because I'm not actually watching the game? Wow. Dang. I know a lot of people who bet on the Super Bowl. I didn't bet on the Super Bowl. I did bet on the election. I did place a bet on the election, but I didn't place a bet on the Super Bowl. So the Chiefs are an awesome team, though, by no slouch. Yes, he said it. Chiefs. But yeah, Chiefs are easily my favorite team because I'm from Kansas City, so of course. Although, like, I legitimately like them. I also like the Packers. A lot of people don't like that I like the Packers, but I do like the Packers as well. But I don't really watch football, honestly. I just pay attention to the scores, and even then, I don't really pay attention. Like, I wasn't paying attention to the Chiefs at all up until this point because I'm just not a football guy. But I still like the Chiefs. I couldn't name a single player on the team, but I like the Chiefs. So at least I'm honest. I'm like, look, I don't know nothing about them. But yeah, they're the Chiefs. Hail to the Chief. That's not how the song goes. Hail to the King. Hail to the what? Please don't spam. Please don't spam in the chat. Please don't. Say it once. You can say it twice for emphasis. You can say it twice, but if you say it 3 times, I will start deleting the duplicates. Please don't spam the chat. Thank you. Hail to the King. Hail to the one. Nail the crown. Stand in the sun. Hail to the King. Hail to the one. Nail the crown. Stand in the sun. Yeah, these headphones are pretty good. This case is really floppy. But I haven't dropped the pods, but I've dropped the case with the pods in them. And I think I dropped it on asphalt, and you can't even tell that I dropped it. Although it does have a ton of scratches on it because it's a shiny plastic. So even just being in my pocket, not even being in the same pocket as keys, other than maybe once, they still good. I heard half of Kansas City is in Kansas and half is in Missouri. That is correct. It's the same story with St. Louis, where half is in Missouri, half is in Illinois, and there's a lot of cities like that, at least that I'm aware of. But yeah, so the Missouri side is better, and yeah, that's all I have to say. Missouri side's better. So yeah. Yeah, so if I letting go, hold my breath until I feel so full. I'm gonna sing a different one in honor of the Chiefs winning. Take money, all these rappers fight. He's gonna fall in love. All I need is a night. Many times I've taken the wrong road by mistaken. Many times I meant to get lost. And every bad decision, lost in every ambition, was a way to burn a bridge that I crossed. It's not too late to start again. Alright, hold tight. I'm never gonna lose another fight. In time, you'll find there's nothing you could say to change my mind. I don't feel bad, now I know that there's a new life waiting for me. Alright, hold tight. I'm never gonna lose another fight. Many nights I wake into a city that's forsaken. Many nights I try to sleep through. When we face the darkness, the light goes on inside us. Somehow we know just what to do. It's not too late to start again. Alright, hold tight. I'm never gonna lose another fight. In time, you'll find there's nothing you could say to change my mind. I don't feel bad, now I know that there's a new life waiting for me. Alright, hold tight. I'm never gonna lose another fight. Never safe, never sound. Will you help me? Will you throw me to the ground? I am done letting pain push me around. I'm getting up, you're going down. Alright, hold tight. I'm never gonna lose another fight. In time, you'll find. Ha! Alright, that's enough. We get the point. Chiefs won. We're awesome. We get it. Anyways, let's see. What comments did I miss? Let's see. Sing Tay Money. No, I hate that type of music. I absolutely despise that type of music. Thinking I can tell just by the title that I'm gonna hate it. Thinking of getting my SA battery replaced. Third party quotes $75 for labor and battery plus isolation. Isolation. I don't know what that means. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, if I was gonna replace a battery in an SA, I'd probably charge 60. So for like an official shop, like that seems perfectly fine. I think that's how much Apple does batteries now. They used to do a thing where it was like $30. They don't do that anymore. That was because of the whole slowdown drama. But yeah, so like that's not a bad price to get an S8 battery replaced. I'd recommend honestly just doing it yourself. But if you aren't comfortable doing that, then yeah, that's about what you'd be looking to pay for like a more professional repair shop. What repair shop is it? But yeah. How many vacuums do you have? I have no idea. No idea. Actually, let's think. So, how many do I have in my closet? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 in my closet, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I have 10 in my closet. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes, so I have 17 upright vacuums. One of which doesn't work, which is the Power Force Helix. So I currently have 17 vacuums. Although this Dirt Devil isn't mine, that's my friend's. I got to run it over back to him. I'm going to get that done tomorrow. I should have done it today, but I got distracted with the sale and now the stream, and I forgot about it until just now. I am a horrible friend. So I keep, in like the past week of streams, I've been saying, oh crap, I got to bring that back to him. But yeah, so I need to do that like now, like maybe tonight, if tonight's not too late. I don't like driving out this late. I've been driving all day. I'll take it to him tomorrow. Because I also got to go over to a friend's house to look at his laptop anyways. So I'll get both those done at once. But yeah, so if I don't include that one, since it's not mine, then I have 16 vacuum cleaners, 16 uprights. And then I have 3 stick vacs. So that's 19 vacuums. So I have almost 20 vacuums. Actually, no. And then I have that dustbuster down there. I have 20 vacuums. Can you turn on your Dyson since everyone's awake? Well, that's true. Everyone obviously is awake at this point because of the Super Bowl. So the Dyson sounds like crap. Messenger's lagging. Yeah. I already turned on my 3522-5. Turn on the blue Dyson. It sounds crappy though, and the video's gonna go up in like a minute. Let's see, is it uploaded yet? No, it's still got a little ways to go. All right. Vacuum carpenter guy back just got upset. Your back got upset, or are you saying you're back because you got upset? So I'm glad the Chiefs won, so that makes me happy. Hey Siri, who won the Super Bowl?
The 49ers were beaten by the Chiefs in the Super Bowl today. The final score was 31-20.
So it is official. I asked for it on this iPhone, and this iPhone decided to answer, but that's fine. So we won! Woohoo! Turn on the blue Dyson, please. It's not blue, it's green. Well, this part's green. This part's all green. This button is blue. The base is blue. That's green. That's blue. Oh, they clearly shifted colors. But yeah, it sounds not very good because I need to wash the filter on it. But yeah, I gotta wash the filter on it. I mean insulation, not isolation. And the store is mobile link. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, I'm assuming you did a repair shop because you don't want, or you could send it to me and I'll fix it. I mean, I'll fix it for you. I'll do it for 60. Save, I don't know if $15 is worth sending it to a random person, but understandable if you don't want to do that. But yeah, because I just fixed my dad's coworker's Note 9. I didn't do a video on it because I didn't want to, because he was standing there. I didn't want to do a video on his phone while he was standing there. Obviously, if I had just had the phone myself, I probably would have done a video on it, because obviously you're not going to get anyone's personal information from just, seeing the phone. But yeah, so we need to clean this whole room. Yeah, it is. I was going to clean it today, but the Dyson kind of got in the way of that, ironically. But yeah, because I need to open that 360 on a video. Sorry, man, they'll fix it in store. I need to be in contact with my family 24/7. Oh yeah, no, don't apologize. I was just offering it. Like, obviously you are of no requirement to use my services. That's totally fine. You don't need to apologize. Yeah, obviously if that works better for you, then yeah, do that. I would do that if I was in your shoes. So yeah. You don't need to apologize, but yeah, so that's cool. All right, hello, hey, what's up? Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Talk to you later. Oh, ow. Ooh, I just lunged my hand right into the corner of that. Thankfully it wasn't one of the dented corners, otherwise that could have cut me and been really painful. Let's see. Can you turn on your Dyson at 3 a.m.? No. The main reason I switched to iPhone, so my mom wouldn't call me when I didn't reply to the message. What? What does that have to do with it being iPhone? Or are you saying because then she can see that it wasn't read? And so she doesn't get worried about you seeing it or not? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, on iPhone she can see if I read it. So that way she knows that you didn't read it yet, so she's not calling you worried about it. Okay, that makes sense. You sound like you know your stuff. I respect it. I'm not very home for You sound like you know your stuff. I respect that. I'm not very phone hardware savvy, but I'm pretty computer hardware savvy. Just need to learn soldering. Yeah. Well, you don't need to be phone hardware savvy to replace a battery in an S8 Plus or an S8. It's really simple. The biggest thing is just getting the back panel off. And even worst case scenario, you crack the back panel. They're only $10. So a battery replacement is a great on a Galaxy phone. Just repairing Galaxy phones in general are a great thing to learn how to do. Now, granted, if you don't want to do it on your personal phone because you're worried about ruining it, that's fine, and that totally makes sense. But you can always just buy a Galaxy phone that's broken and just fix it and then resell it. And then if you don't fix it and you screw it up more, who cares? It was already broken, and you probably just sell it back off as is, and not really lose any money on it, depending on how bad you screwed up. Like, obviously, if it's one where just the battery was crappy and you slip and bust the screen, then yeah, that's going to decrease the value. But anything else is relatively small. Yeah. As far as trolls and stuff, I try to not mention them. Obviously, I try to just ignore them. I usually just mute them, and I mute any references to them. So, I think my dad's calling one of his coworkers complaining about the 49ers. It's my personal phone, that's why. But yeah, see, like that's what I was saying. It's like I understand if you don't want to practice on your own daily driver. But I have a broken J3 Prime that could replace the screen on myself to learn repair. That's a good point. That's something you definitely could do. So that's a very good idea. Good night. Yep, good night, vacuum carpet cleaner guy, formerly Gamer6472. I think I said the right numbers there. Yeah. Abyssal fan hated the J3 Prime. I liked the J3 Prime. I don't think I had the Prime. I had the Luna Pro, and I also had the Orbit. But the Luna Pro, I've had a bunch of Luna Pros over the years, and they're very, very solid phones. Considering how cheap they are, they're really good quality. They're still much better than that LG K10 I had, and that was significantly more expensive. So they were like twice the price. But yeah, the J3 actually, did I have a J3 Prime? I don't know if I did. The J3 Luna was like the first time that like the budget phones really became really good. Yeah, the J3 Prime was okay. I hated my LG Optimus L70. I think I have had that phone before. Yeah. What's your favorite Hot Pocket? Why do you keep asking me all these food questions? My favorite Hot Pocket is the breakfast Hot Pockets. But at that point, I'd rather just get a breakfast burrito. But yeah. Because I just had the breakfast Hot Pocket. It was like potato, cheese, sausage, egg, like all in one. And it was fantastic. For a Hot Pocket. I mean, because I like Hot Pockets. But that one, it was probably the best Hot Pocket. Because it is basically just a reshaped breakfast burrito. And it's pretty much the only Hot Pocket I can eat and not feel like really gross afterwards. Because some of the Hot Pockets really just mess with my stomach. So, but yeah. But some of them I still like. And even though they do mess me up a little bit, I still like eating them just because they taste good. So not really a good idea, but I still buy them and eat them. All these wear outdated low-end processors, mediocre camera, low storage. The A lineup is way better. Well, of course the A lineup's better because it's the higher-end line. So of course it's better. What a surprise! The more expensive phone is better at everything. But iPhone is superior to both A and G. Well, duh, because it's an iPhone. You're comparing a $1,000 phone to a $50 phone. Wait, did you already turn on your 352-5 in this stream? Not in this one. I turned it on in the last stream. In the last stream, I turned on my Dash 5. So I don't want to do it again because like I want to have to do it every single time. But yeah. Let's see. Video is still uploading. Next on the J series will say I've never looked back with my used S8 even with its garbage battery life. Yeah, your S8 the S8s usually have pretty good battery life. So the issue isn't with the S8, it's just the fact that the battery's worn down. Because I know with the S8 and the Note 8, Samsung said that, oh, well, we did this thing where it's now going to hold the charge a lot better. That was BS. My Note 8 had it had okay battery life. It was better than my Note 5, but my Note 8 had pretty poor battery life, and the S8s that I've had pretty poor battery life because they don't really hold a charge really any better than any other batteries. However, with the S9 and especially the Note 9, they have been holding up battery life wise way better. My Note 9 has aged far better than my Note 5 or Note 8 ever did. And yeah, hook up the DC07 to your car battery. No, that sounds like a terrible idea. One of my friend Jeffrey from Australia, he actually has a DC02 that he uses to clean out his car. And he bought it while he was in the UK. So since Australia and the UK, they use similar. They use the same 240-volt standard, but I think the plugs are a bit different. So he just cut off the cord and just soldered a new plug onto it. And it's a DC02. He thought it was a DC01, but I was like, that's a DC02, and he's like, oh, you're right. But yeah, can you show us your physical game collection, please? It's all on the shelf. I don't want to go over there. I will make videos on that. So anything that I don't do on this stream, I'll do it on a video. So at some point when I clean up my room and everything, I'll probably do another room video where I show my game collection, show the consoles, all that stuff. So, that all should hopefully do the trick. Yeah. Pierce Vlogs is going to 2. Take care. Why not do gameplay on stream? Because my capture card isn't set up yet. Actually, why don't I just set it up while I'm talking? Because I have it connected to this little splitter, but it's not working right. So, where is my capture card? I honestly should just, where did I put it? Oh my, scratch that. Move this and grab the capture card. Alright, so what is this? So this is the wait a minute, that's the input. Because that's supposed to be going to the capture card, right? Yeah, because this is, huh? Wait a minute. So this goes to I'm trying to figure out what this is going to. Turn on my Xbox, and I just realized this isn't connected to my computer. That could be why it's not doing anything. So I gotta connect it to my computer. So I gotta go get a cable for it. Let's see. VGA, Lightning, RCA. Here we go. Oh, sorry, that squeaks really loudly. Alright, so I got a cable. Let's see. Do you think the cost of the battery repair is worth it? Well, I mean, you're asking me, so I don't think it's worth it because I personally could do it myself. However, if I was in your position and it was replacing the battery or buying a new phone, and once you replace the battery, your S8 is basically going to be brand new, then yeah, I would go for the battery replacement. Because if your battery sucks and you need better battery life, it's much better than buying a new phone, which that new phone could also have a bad battery in it, because you can never know when you're buying a used phone if the battery sucks or not, 99% of the time. So yeah, if I were you, I would definitely replace the battery in it, whether you do it yourself or you pay to have someone get it fixed. Yeah, so I would totally do that, or you should totally do that. Let's see, so I plug this in here, And I'll probably have to plug this right into my port. I don't have USBs. Do I have a USB free? No, I don't. Or wait, what's this cable connected to? What kind of cable is this? Oh, this is also a USB. Okay, this is so I'll use this one. So I got that for no reason. All right, plug this in. And how do I add this to OBS? That's my question, because Elgato has the streaming software. Oh, wait, you have an S8 that doesn't have burn-in? That's a thing? Well, here's the thing. Every single S8 that I've had that didn't have burn-in was one that had a shattered screen. See, if I was going to crack an S8, I would want to crack one that had burn-in, because then I'm killing two birds with one stone. But it's always the ones that don't have burn-in that crack when they're dropped. It's almost like burn-in somehow makes the screen stronger, even though that's obviously not how it works. But it's so frustrating, because like my Note 8, my S8s, Note 5s, whatever, if it is cracked and the screen is still working, it doesn't have burn-in. Every single time. I don't know why that happens. And it's so annoying. But it just does. It's just what I've always seen. So thank goodness your phone isn't cracked. Although, because of what I just said, since your phone doesn't have burn-in, it's probably going to crack. So be super careful with it and buy a UAG case. Or if you have like another tough case, for the love of God, do not use it naked. And put a screen protector on it. I know the screen protectors suck on S8s, but put a screen protector on it. Yeah. So get a UAG case and get a screen protector. The screen protector shouldn't matter. Unless you like drop your phone on rocks, then it's going to die no matter what, pretty much. So just don't drop your phone on rocks. I don't get why the F people don't add glass screen protectors to their phones. Well, I know the reason why, because they want to feel the original glass. Like my 6S has a case and a screen protector, whereas my iPhone 6 Plus has neither. My 6 Plus is completely naked. But at the same time, my 6 Plus already has some scratches on the screen and some dents on the frame. So, I'm not taking a phone that's brand new and then making it look used from a drop. It would just simply compound the issue. So, let's see. One of them does. Even with my case and battery replacement, $40 less than brand new, which still go for $400+. Yeah. The screen crash. I don't know what that means. But yeah. My A3 somehow doesn't have burn-in. It's Super AMOLED too. I was going to ask, is that OLED? Because I don't know if those are OLED. Because my A20 I don't think was OLED. Also, my Galaxy S1, for some reason, isn't OLED. I don't know why. It's supposed to be OLED. I guess it's an international version, so maybe the international version of LCDs. And I know it's a Galaxy S, because when I boot it up, it says Samsung Galaxy S Duos. But yeah. And I've abused the hell out of my A3. You don't have a case on it? Oh, you mean like abusing it from... yeah, actually almost every... Yeah, that's true. Every Samsung flagship phone is OLED, and most of the mid-range ones are OLED too. Only the really low-end ones are LCD. Like the A20, I'm pretty sure was LCD. Because Android's micro USB is so bad, I have to leave it alone when I charge it, so I'm on my laptop yet. S1 is AMOLED, A20 is Super AMOLED. That's weird. Yeah, because I don't know why. I know the S1's supposed to be AMOLED, so I don't know why mine isn't. It says S. It says Galaxy S. So, but yeah, I hate micro USB with passion. Yeah, I do too. USB Type C is the way to go. Even Lightning is better because at least it's still reversible, and it's still easy enough to find Lightning cables. Although Lightning cables are easier to find than USB Type-C cables, but that makes sense because Lightning's been around since 2012. USB-C's been around since 2015, 2016. So, yeah. I'm surprised my iPhone 6 Plus hasn't bent yet. I think it did a little bit. Sometimes the screen will actually... Yeah, see right there? Makes a popping sound. The middle of the screen doesn't do it anymore, or the bottom, but the top still does. It's like not sitting flush because of the chassis being bent from the drop. Maybe that S1 has a replacement display. I don't think so. I mean, where did I put it? Yeah. So it says Duos on the top and it says Samsung. It looks like a legit screen. And so it's clearly an international version. And if I boot it up, see, look, Samsung Galaxy S Duos. And it says Samsung twice on it for some reason. It's the GT S7562L. So I haven't looked that up, but maybe it's not a Galaxy S, but it says it is, or it's not like an official Galaxy S, even though it's obviously a Samsung phone. I don't know. It's probably just because it's international. There's probably just some international version of it that has an LCD screen, because this is clearly LCD. You can see the backlight on it. So yeah, iPhone 4 through iPhone 8 Plus is Retina display. iPhone 2G, 3G is garbage LCD. Yeah. So why can't I figure out how to stream? Let's see. Can I add a video? Add audio output capture. Video capture device? Create new. Okay. Oh, here we go. Elgato Game Capture HD. There we go. Is it not capturing? Galaxy S Duos is not the Galaxy S. What? You have been scammed, Intelitech. Well, I haven't been scammed either way because I only paid like $5 for this. So even if it's still a good phone for $5. Galaxy S came out in 2010. The S Duos came out in 2012. So this is like a budget Duos. Yeah, I wasn't scammed. I was never told this was a Galaxy S. I was just told, hey, here's a box of old phones, and you can have them all for like $20 equivalent, because that's how much I knocked off for a. What? LCD burns if you bury is so hot and like. What? I don't know what that message is supposed to mean, but I'm gonna prove it because that looks funny. Galaxy has so many complicated versions. Just for some reason, they use the Galaxy S name. Well, that's weird. So this is from 2012, huh? So this is like a budget 20. I'll have to look more into this because this is weird. But yeah, this is really bizarre. See, I also had a problem where I had a Samsung Nexus S that I was in the middle of doing a review on, but then my ex stole and gave it to a friend that he cheated on me with. And that phone, I thought it was a Galaxy Nexus, but it actually was a Nexus S, which is the Samsung Nexus from 2011, I think. 2010? 2011? Yeah, 2011, because the Galaxy Nexus came out in 2012, yeah. Galaxy S runs at Android 2.3 Max. Galaxy S Duos is Android 4.0, 4.1. See, that makes sense because this phone is currently running Android 4.0.4. So that would explain that. Yeah, the Galaxy S does run Android 2.3 Max, I think. iPhone 10, 10s, 10s Max, 11 Pro. 11 Pro Max uses AMOLED. That's very true. I'm glad I teach audience. Yeah, I remember the Galaxy 5, Galaxy S5. Yeah, Galaxy S5, iPhone 5S, and one M8 days. Yeah. Yeah, because that would have been because the iPhone 5S was still the newest phone whenever the Galaxy S5 and the One M8 came out because they came out early 2014, whereas then the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus came out late 2014, approximately a month before the Galaxy Note 4. And yeah, so I'm gonna add the Game Capture HD to this, and I'm gonna move my cell to the top corner, and this is supposedly the video capture device. Why is it not showing up on this? Capture audio only, use custom audio device. Remember the Galaxy Note Edge? Of course, I did a video on the Note Edge. So you got an old budget phone in Teletech, not the OG Galaxy S. Well, that's fine, because this is still a usable phone, and I got it for $5, so I'm not complaining. It's in perfect condition, too. Because what I did is I sold a Game Boy Color for $30, and with the $30, the guy included an iPhone 3GS, a Motorola Razr, this Galaxy S, whether it's a budget one or the original, doesn't matter, a Galaxy S, an iPhone 4S, and and a Galaxy Young, which this Galaxy Young is very useless because this runs Android 2.3. So nothing works on this anymore. I can't even log into my Google account on it. It's completely useless, and the screen is tiny. It makes the iPhone 4 look huge. But I got all 5 of these phones alongside the $30 for the so I got these 5 phones and $30 for my Game Boy Color. So I'm happy with that, because I was going to do the same deal, only another guy was going to give me $30 and 4 vacuums, but that person stopped responding. So I got these 5 phones instead, and I actually kind of prefer this because, yeah, they're worth about the same as the vacuums, except, well, actually they might be worth a little bit less, but I have an original Motorola Razr that's in decent shape. So this is, I think alone made it worth it, because these are really cool. I wouldn't mind having a black Galaxy S5 as a crack rooting experiment phone. Well, I got one of those. Too bad these phones have aged like milk from 2005. Yeah. I love the iPhone 4 4S design. Yeah. It's very pretty. I don't like it as much because I don't like the boxy feel of it. And I'd rather have an iPhone 5 because then the entire back isn't glass. So it's not a thing where you drop it from waist height onto your floor and it shatters. Because the glass on this is a lot weaker than the glass on Galaxy phones. So, but yeah. I'm still trying to get this stupid thing working, because someone's complaining about it, properties. Oh crap, cancel. No, that's not what I wanted. Properties. Why is this not showing up? Because why did my Xbox turn off? No wonder. I didn't realize my Xbox turned off. Speaking of Razr, thoughts on the 2019 Razr? Well, you mean the 2020 Razr. I just saw Flossie Carter's video on it, and it looks wonderful. I need to email I need to email Motorola and have them send me one. Not that they would, because they definitely wouldn't, but I guess it wouldn't hurt to try. Let's see, is the Xbox working? Yes, it is. iPhone 5 looks good, but not as good as the 4S. I disagree. The slate iPhone 5, the black iPhone 5, not the 5S, but the 5, looks beautiful. I think the space gray color looked better on the 6 than it did on the 5S and SE, I mean. So, sorry, I'm still trying to get this figured out. My Xbox is turned on. I don't know why it's not showing up. Let me undo some things real quick, and for now I will move. Can I not move this window? There we go. Move myself back to the center, or close enough. It might be a little bit off. Sorry about that. It's almost February 14th. You know what that means? Yep, I know what that means. Thank you for reminding me. The iPhone 5S and 5SE. Why does everyone keep saying 5SE? It was never called the 5SE. It was called the SE. The iPhone 5S and iPhone SE are the only iPhones I'd buy, not gonna lie. iPhone 6 looks mad, though. I like the iPhone 6. I don't like the fact they break all the time. So I obviously prefer the 6S. The 6S Plus is my favorite iPhone of all time. So, where is it? All these phones. Oh yeah, here's one of my other favorite phones. So that's one of my favorite phones. Let's see. Oh, there's another Note 5. Note 5, one of my favorite phones. So I got two of them. Two Note 5s. Here it is. So this is my favorite iPhone. The iPhone 6S Plus. I prefer the space gray variant, but the rose gold is my second favorite. So this is... Oh, there's no screen protector on this. Oops. Did I get a scratch on it? Oh, there's a big scratch up there. I actually don't know if that was there before. It's on the white part, so it's kind of hard to see. Oh, well. No, you dumbass. I mean, February 14th, the release of the Sonic movie. iPhone 6 has Touch IC and bending issues, right? Yeah, especially this little guy right here. The 6 Plus is really bad. Every single 6 Plus that I've owned, except for this one, thankfully, has gotten touch disease and has had Touch IC defects. Where the device, I'll pay for it, I'd use it for a bit, I'd come close to doing the review. My last 6 Plus, the silver one, I was in the middle of doing the review for that. In the middle of the review, and it got touch disease. And I flipped my lid. I was so mad because I just spent $130 on this, and now it's a brick. Because if the screen cracks, I can replace that. But if it gets touch disease, you need to resolder the Touch IC. And not only that, but it doesn't have a high success rate of the repair. So I don't have the tools to repair a 6 Plus if it gets Touch IC. And yeah, so as a result, I hate the 6 and 6 Plus. Although this one, since it's not giving me any problems, this one, thankfully, first off, my other 6S, the 64 gig one, was very slow. It was obviously a factory reset, and it was running iOS 12, I think, right? Yeah. So it was horrible. It was a really bad experience. I love the screen. The screen was great. I like the size of the screen. But yeah. So it was slow. It was just gross. I hated it so much. I love the color. It was very pretty. The iPhone was in perfect condition physically, but it got touch disease. And it got touch disease because presumably this pushed it over the edge, because I didn't have touch disease issues for a good maybe 2 weeks of owning the device. So Darth Gamer just said $100, $300 with touch disease. It was a 64 gigabyte silver Verizon iPhone 6 Plus. And that would have been a good deal. I would have been happy with it if it kept working, but it didn't. It got touch disease. But the thing is I asked the seller, I was like, did you guys have any issues with it? And they're like, no. And it didn't do it for 2 weeks after I bought it. So it's totally understandable that probably they maybe had no issues with it, or maybe only had it once and it went away and they never thought about it again and didn't think it was an issue. I had it sitting on my knee like this, and it was in a case. And it had a screen protector, and it was a protective case too. It wasn't a UAG, but it was one that covered the entire thing, so there was no impact with the phone to the ground. It slipped off my knee and landed on I don't remember if it landed on the corner or if it landed on the screen, but either way, it landed on that, because it was more so I felt it fall, and then I looked over and it was on the floor. And yeah, so it got touch disease. And I got it working long enough to get it reset, reset. Although I could have also just done that with my iCloud, which actually I think that's what I ended up doing. I don't think I actually got reset it. I think I had to go to my iCloud.com and manually wipe it. And yeah, so and I sold that phone for parts along with an iPhone 6s Plus that had a really badly dented frame, and I believe that one was missing the board as well. Because that was one where I think it was a friend of mine. He had a rose gold 6s Plus, and he got a really bad dent. Or no, he had a space gray 6s Plus, and he got a really bad dent on the corner where the headphone jack is because it fell off of his bike onto the concrete, and it dented in the headphone jack. Thankfully, the screen didn't crack. Um, but yeah, so as a result, he was like, "Hey, can you fix it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I bought him a rose gold housing, which I love, and like the phone looked beautiful because it was rose gold, a brand new rose gold frame, and the black front. So and obviously, I I fixed the housing, not the screen, so that way I was able to keep the matching Touch ID because that was the same that was tied to the board. So it looked great, and thankfully it was an iPhone 6s Plus frame where all the small parts are already in it because those are always a pain to replace. So it was a pretty decent repair, and yeah, so I will do something similar to that whenever I get a Pixel because I want to get a Pixel XL in the really blue color, but I also don't like the white front. So eventually, I want to get two Pixel XLs. I want to get a blue one and a black one and swap the screens. So I have a blue one with the black screen, and there's no fingerprint sensor on the front, so you don't have to worry about that. And the screens are super easy to replace on the original Pixel 2. So, well, on the Pixel 2, but also the original Pixel XL. So yeah. Anyways, I just like missed a bunch of let's see. What did I miss? iPhone 6 after trash outage, mediocre camera, blah blah blah. 8 megapixels in 2020 is pretty outdated by now. The camera's still alright on mine. $130 with touch disease. I'd be even more pissed if I bought $1,000 iPhone 10s that wouldn't charge. Yeah, that was an issue. That's why you don't buy phones on the black market. I didn't buy it on the black market. I bought it on Facebook. It's the white market. Never understood why Samsung downgraded their camera from 60 megapixels to 12 megapixels and made no innovation with the regular S8 camera. Wasted opportunity for a dual camera. Megapixels aren't everything though. That's just the resolution. F aperture and sensor size matters more. Aren't the S7 S8 cameras exactly the same? Yeah, they're similar. The rear cameras are pretty similar on the two between the S7, S7 Edge, S7 Active, Note 7, S8, S8 Plus, and S8 Active. All pretty much have very similar rear cameras. And the Note 8 does too if you don't include the second one, obviously. So let's see. Answer the phone. The results are in iPhone 3G, 34 speeds, iPhone 6, 79 speeds, iPhone 11, extremely mad speeds. I'm not sure what that means. Do you know HTC makes Google's phones? Yes, that's true. HTC and LG both make. Or no, LG makes the screens, right? Or no, LG and Samsung make the screens. HTC makes the bodies, I think, for the Pixels. Because the original Pixel looked just like an HTC phone. So yeah, S8 selfie camera is way better than the S7. But as for the main camera, yeah, S8 pretty similar. Sorry. I swear to God, my 6S got cataracts. Both cameras blurred up. Yeah, my 6 Plus camera is a little bit blurry too, which I don't see any scratches on it, on the lens, on that sapphire lens. Sapphire, it's not actually sapphire. They call it sapphire. Is there any scratches on the lens? I never really looked at the lens up close. Yeah, I don't see any scratches on it. It looks fine to me. In my opinion, LG and Samsung screens are the only ones worth having. Yeah, you're pretty much right about that. Every selfie iPhone camera before the 6S was trash. 1.2 megapixels. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's true. Actually, this is the 6 Plus. Let's see what this looks like. See, the rear camera looks fine. The front, yeah. The front camera looks like there's a layer of Vaseline on the front. Well, then again, could it just be blurry? So that's where the front camera is. It's right there. Okay. Oh, well, there we go. Now that I cleaned it off, it looks great. Huh. Looks fine to me. Yeah, let's see if I take a selfie. LG's IPS LCD screens are the only ones comparable to Samsung's AMOLEDs, aside from black levels. I'd say that's pretty accurate. It all looks great with Snapchat filters. Ew. Who uses Snapchat? Yuck. See, look, there's a selfie. It doesn't look bad. I mean, the person looks gross, but I mean, the camera quality looks fine. iPhone 6 Plus. Look at that. It's the iPhone 6 Plus. Let's see. But on a bigger TV or zoom in a little, yeah, it's bad. Well, maybe. I get a Google Home. I actually have a Chromecast. I could hook this up to it and put it on the TV. Let's see. Now you don't look gross. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Me, it needs filter. Vivid warm. Oh, God. I like Clarendon on Twitter. Is that what it's called? Clarendon? We got the Note. Actually, because this was the 6 Plus. So yeah, the Note 5 isn't much of a fair comparison because it came out a year later. But let's try it. Let's see. Oh, this isn't turned on. See, this Note 5, every time I press the button, the green light comes on. But it's not supposed to do that because it's not on right now. It's turned off. It's almost like that's with the power button that it's. Does the home button do it too? No, home button doesn't do it. It's only the power button. Pressing the lock button causes that light to flash. And it's turned off right now. My other Note 5s don't do that. But this one does. I don't know why this one doesn't. But yeah, I can turn it on. Most underrated iPhone 5C. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Plus you can stand it up on top of another phone, which is cool. Like look at this. I can stand the 4S up on the Note 5. Look at that. Maybe that Note 5 is water damage. I don't see why it would have water damage. I mean, it's working just fine. I don't see any evidence of water damage. It's in perfect condition, minus there being a few scuffs on the frame. Especially down here, there's a few scuffs. And it didn't have the S Pen, so I have a silver S Pen in it right now, even though it's a gold phone. So I need to get a gold S Pen at some point. Yeah. And like when I turn on the screen, the light just... It's almost like it tricks me into thinking that it has like an iris scanner or something. But it obviously doesn't. That'd be weird if it unlocked just now. I got the special edition Note 5 that has a hidden iris scanner. The water you drink, the more you cough. What? That's the Note 5. The side aluminum frame looks very similar to the S7. Well, yeah, because both the Note 5 and the S7 have the curved back and the flat front. In fact, where's my S7? Actually, I want to open up that S7. Where's my other S7? S3, S7. Here we go. So, here, we'll compare the black ones so it's more fair, even though they're not exactly the same type of black. Like, look, they both have flat screens and the curved back. I mean, that's where the S7 got it from. The S7 got the curved back from the Note 5. So, they're pretty similar. Right? And of course, if we hold them up like this, you can see they're pretty similar in size. The Note's obviously a little bit bigger. Obviously, the S7 is more compared to the Note 7, which looks kind of completely different because the frame is black now, even though it's the same black onyx, but the frame's black now. and the back is now curved on the front and back, so it's a symmetrical design. Fits into your hand so much nicer. I mean, this still fits into your hand nicely, but this one's like a more well-rounded device. Although just like the S6, the standard S6, it has the problem where the sides are all the same, so if you set it down somewhere and you pick it up, you might be holding it the wrong way because it feels the same on both sides, which is the same problem with the original S6. I was very close to getting an S7. So glad I spent extra to go for the S8. See, I would like the S7 a lot more if it had USB Type-C, like the Note 7 does, because the Note 7 has USB Type-C. But I would be, I would be fine with the S7 Edge, if I wasn't using the pen. But the thing that makes me not like the S7 Edge, especially compared to the Note 7, is there's no USB Type-C. It still has micro USB. S8 has better processor, so yeah, better processor, slightly larger screen, USB Type-C, new colors. That's about it. Joshua Tidwell Jr. present. Me and my mom used to have Motorola Droid, so that's a good phone. The screen is flat. The screen is flat, Pancake. Actually, no. The screen on the S7 is curved. Very, very slightly on the edge, it's curved. It's very subtle, and it's only the glass. It's not the actual screen. It's kind of like the iPhone, where the glass is curved, but the screen is not. But it does have a very subtle curve around the entire perimeter of the display. All the S7 series phones have that. They did that because on the Galaxy S6 series, the glass was flat against the aluminum. So if you dropped it and you dented in the aluminum, it would cause the coloring to peel up from the glass. Obviously, this is an extreme example, but the coloring would peel up from the glass. Now, the S7 does still kind of do that, but it's not nearly as common as it was with the S6 and the Note 5. And the S7 Edge and Note 7, I've never seen do that. Usually those just crack instead of, getting discolored. But yeah, so... But yeah, that's why I got the S8 and no touch was lag. Yeah, the S7 doesn't touch was lag either, at least not with my experience. Mad respect for Louis Rossmann keeping his Galaxy S7 for so long. Yeah, because he had the Moto G for a while, although he recently upgraded. He got the LG G8, I think, because he got a really good deal on it. I don't understand. Like, he keeps complaining. He's like, yeah, I like the Samsung phones, but I just can't stand the edge screens. I'm like, dude, buy the S10e. If you like the smaller phones, like your S5 or your S7, and you like the flat screen, get the S10e. I don't understand that. Or there's, you got the G7, not the G8. Okay, I was close. But yeah, so I don't know why he keeps complaining about that. And I'm like, dude, there's literally a product out there for you right now. You can get an S10e for, at this point, like $400. You can probably get an S10. You could probably find an S10e for $400. And yeah, and he paid what, like $200 for his LG? But the S10e is the newest one, as opposed to the G7. So yeah. And plus, yeah, he doesn't like the edge screens, but the edge screens are actually better at not detect. Because the reason people don't like the edge screens is because, when I hold my hand on it, it detects the edges and it touches it. No, it doesn't. Not in my experience. When I hold the Note 5 and the Note 7, Note 5, Note 7, in the same hand, and I'm using them, the Note 7 is better at palm rejection than the Note 5. I'm serious. The Note 5 has worse palm deterrent, palm rejection, than the Note 7. Why? Because they thought about the palm rejection on the Note 7 and made it not do that. On the Note 5, they never thought about the palm rejection because it's still a flat screen. So the bezels are still thin, so if you hold it, your fingers, at least if you have fat fingers like mine, are still going over the bezel onto the screen and causing accidental touches. Like, look at this. If I hold this like this, I can't unlock the phone. And then I put in my pen. Look at this. If I hold this, look at that. See, I'm holding it tightly, and it keeps detecting my fingers. Every time I try to reach over to touch something, it just hits it on my finger. It's kind of hard to demonstrate. It's more so easier to do when you're actually using it. But like, look at this. I'm holding this. It doesn't scroll all the way. See, look at that. It gets stuck. If I reach over, my palm hits the screen. Oh, Jesus. Whereas the Note 7, which isn't on right now, so I have to turn it on, doesn't do that. The Note 9 did it the best because the Note 9 made the bezels thicker so you can still do it. Because the Note 7 has better palm rejection than the Note 8 in my experience, even though the 8 still has thicker side bezels. But the Note 9 does it the best, and the Note 10 is just as bad as all the other ones now. Because the Note 10 does the same thing the Note 7 does, where the screen's right by the edge, and the edge is even thinner. In fact, the regular Note 10 feels exactly like a Note 7. Exactly like a Note 7. If you pick up a Note 7 and you pick up a Note 10, they feel exactly the same. The Note 10 Plus feels more like a bigger Note 7 than it feels like a Note 9, even though it's the same size as the Note 9. Flat screens still shatter easily. That is another thing, is that the Samsung phones with the curved screens are stronger. So if you drop your curved screen phone, unless a rock hits it, if you drop it on a flat surface, your glass may crack, but the screen will keep working. Whereas with all these Galaxy phones, especially the Note 5, the S6, the S7, not the Edge, the S7, the S4, the S3, the Note 2, all the old Galaxy phones, I never see them with cracked glass. I always see them, the glass is still uncracked, but the screen's dead because the AMOLED screen cracked. That's what happened to my dad's Note 5. Dropped it, screen still looks brand new, screen underneath went dead. Because of the impact, cracks the AMOLED screen. The curved ones don't do that. So even if the curved edges are more of a weak point because they're exposed, the screen will keep working. And what would you rather have? Would you rather have a phone with cracked glass or a phone where the display is completely not working? I know what I would pick. So yeah, that's a big rant. And I've said that in my Note 7, not my Note 7 review. I've said that in my Note FE review. I've said that in my Note 5 review. I've said that in my S8 review. I've said that, have I done an S7 review? It's a point that I always make because it's a point that people always forget about. So now, if I unlock my Note 7, look at that. I'm holding it. I'm gripping it. I can still properly manipulate the display. I touch the apps button. Just going through my apps. I have a very firm grip on the phone. I'm gripped all the way around the phone. My palms are very clearly touching a large portion of the screen. And look at that. It's still, oopsies. It's still responding. Still responding. See that? See this palm hitting this part of the screen? On the Note 5, it would do this and it would stop responding. Nope, still responding. So again, curved screens, they're better at palm rejection, and even with the design where it's right up against the edge, and the actual screens don't shatter as easily. So that is why curved screens on Samsung phones, on Samsung AMOLED phones, are better. Now, LCD phones are even stronger than the curved AMOLED screens, but they're not AMOLED. So if you purely care about durability, then you'd want an LCD screen on your phone. But if you want OLED, then you want it to curve. Because for some reason, Samsung hasn't managed to make, I don't know why they can't make the curved screen technology and then just have that be flat. So you have the stronger screen. Maybe that's what they did on the S10e. I don't know. But I haven't seen really any S10e drop tests where the screen's, at least, well, I did see one a while ago, but I don't remember what happened to the screen. Anyways, I probably missed a bunch of comments with that, that rant. Non-edge screens are for people who use naked phones, and I've never seen Louis Rossmann use cases on his phone based on his videos. Yeah, that's true. I've never seen him use a case either, at least not that I can remember. I like my simple square iPhone screens. Yeah. But non-edge screens still aren't good for people who use naked phones either, because if you have a Note 5 and you don't have a case on it, because whenever my dad broke the screen on his Note 5, he didn't have a case on it. It's the one time he didn't have a case on it, he dropped it like this, and it landed on the coffee table. So it was about this far of a drop. And the screen went dead. Like, seriously. So, if you use it without a case, you would probably drop your phone. And whether you drop it on the back, or especially on the front, you drop your phone on the front, the glass wouldn't crack, but the screen would go dead. So you have to replace the screen anyways. So what is the point of your glass not cracking if you have to replace the screen anyways? Because you have to replace the entire display and not the glass. I think in my entire life I've seen one Note 5 where the glass was cracked. Actually, no. My dad's old Note 5, he cracked the glass, but the screen kept working. But the only reason was because it cracked in the top corner. So not on the actual display. It was on the glass bezel. So it was right up here where there was no camera, there was nothing there. So the only reason why he was able to crack his last Note 5 and not kill the screen was because of the fact that it hit that corner. So that's the only reason. If it hits on the screen, it's gonna kill the screen. So, let's see. The screen burns your eyes. I hate the fake blurry background the Note 10 does also. Oh, that's the live focus. Yeah, the Note 8 does that too. And I think it's great. Unless you're talking about something else. They definitely have ways to go. G-Film power is bad. What? How do flat screens shatter more easily? I just explained all that. They prefer iPhone to tell again. Yeah, Bissellfan's really annoying. Yet he gets mad at me every time I tell him that. I'm just telling him like it is. Let's see. Like, he's a cool dude. Like, yeah, Bissellfan, you're a cool dude and everything. Like, you seem fine. Although you're kind of annoying whenever you constantly tell me to do something that I don't want to do. And you keep ragging on about it. It's very frustrating. But you're still alright. Let's see. You prefer iPhone. Yeah. So glad I moved on from fingerprint sensors on the home button. It's so much easier. Yeah, Anthony. Sorry, I can say your name. It's so much easier having them on the back. Yeah. I mean, I prefer them on the front. But I don't mind the fingerprint sensor on the back. I hate when the buttons are on the back. Like what LG did for a while, where all the buttons were on the back. Because my K10 was like that, where all the buttons were on the back. I hated that. The button should always be on the sides. But the fingerprint sensor being on the back, I don't mind that. Because if it's still face up, you can still put in your pin. But I still prefer it on the front. If given the choice. So if given the choice between, Note 7 design fingerprint sensor on the front and standard screen, and Note 9 design where it's on the back, I'd rather have that. Gotta go buy. Alright. See you in the next one. 99% of the time I use my iPhone to play casual games, YouTube movies, coming from TFT LCD to AMOLED is worlds different. Yes. Darth Gamer told your tech guy to have a good night. I agree. If you haven't seen the first Pac-Man movie, go see it. Huh. But yeah, so I proved my point about the curved screens. Oh, there's that iris scanner again. Look at that. Boom. Isn't that fancy? I still love this phone. Although the fingerprint sensor on this Note 7 is not working, unfortunately. But my blue Note 7 it still works on. So this one basically doesn't, it doesn't have a fingerprint sensor. So it just has the iris scanner. I also have the blue as the wallpaper and then purple. So you can see it switch from blue to purple. I don't know if you... Oh, it was out of frame. Yep. So that's cool. I really like that wall. I still like that wallpaper. That all the S Pens. Yeah, this Note 7 has some heavy amounts of burn in on it, unfortunately, whereas my Note 9 does not. So honestly, if I could choose a phone without having burn-in, then I would. See, if the Note 7 was never recalled and I was able to get one that had no burn-in and that was in perfect condition and basically would have the same software as the S7 Edge. And I don't mean the FE because I wouldn't be able to use it on Verizon, the FE. This is Verizon. So if I was able to get one like this that didn't have burn-in, was blue, obviously, so a blue Verizon model, which is what I would need. With everything still working on it, including Samsung Pay and Gear VR, since those were disabled with the updates. If Samsung Pay, that's the main thing. If Samsung Pay still worked on the Note 7, and Verizon let me use the Note 7 on their network still, like all the other carriers do, I'd still be using a Note 7. I would find another Note 7 that worked, and I would still be using it. Because, honestly, I still like this design, especially the blue coral Note 7, more than the Note 9. So, it's still just a beautiful phone. And obviously, even if the recall was still in place, and I had to keep this on Android Marshmallow, just like this one is, without rooting it, but Samsung Pay still worked and I could still activate this, I would still be using this, even with the burn-in. And if my silver Verizon one, if I still had that one, which I should have kept that one, I would be using that one. I actually bought a blue Verizon one, but I got scammed and it never showed up. So, do you have the Note FE? Not the Note 7 FE, the Note FE. It's just like the iPhone 5 SE. It's just iPhone SE. It's Note FE. I do not still have the Note FE. I've owned many Note FEs, and I've done videos on multiple Note FEs. I don't have any at the moment. I do want to get another one. This one is the actual Note 7. So both of my Note 7s I have right now are actual Note 7s. And then I also have a broken Note 7 in my pile of broken phones, along with a broken Note 8, two Note 4s, an SA Plus, and a couple of budget Samsung phones. I hate how they took the fingerprint sensor from the LG Aristo. I wish they kept it since I have an LG Aristo and LG K20 Plus. Yeah, I had the LG K10 back in the day. Because I went from that. Honestly, I wish that. Oh, I just turned this off. That would have been cool. See, because my Note 3 broke right around the time the Note 7 came out. Because my Note 3 broke in July 2016. So that would have been really cool if I could have kept. If I could have gotten a Note 7. Because if I had, I would have kept it. I would have figured out a way to keep it, and which I guess the T-Mobile, the blue T-Mobile one that I have, because at the time I had T-Mobile, is kind of like a glimpse as to like an alternate universe where I kept my old Note 7. But yeah, how is your Note 7 not exploded? Because it's not defective. Because neither of my Note 7s are defective. This still has the original battery in it too. Both of them do, and this one behaves just fine. It doesn't get too terribly hot. The last Note 7 that I had, see, the other black Note 7 that I have, the one that's now broken, didn't have any issues with the battery. And then I've also owned two silver Note 7s, both Verizon. All the Note 7s that I owned were Verizon except for the T-Mobile one that I still have. They were all Verizon. So the other two Verizon Silver ones, the first one I think, I forgot what happened to it, but I know the second Verizon one that I got, it was in perfect condition too. It was one that I recovered from 0% because it had the 0% update on it, so it was bricked. I was able to unbrick it and get it working again. And that one did get pretty hot, and I was worried about the battery on that one. But if I had, because obviously we're talking about replacing batteries, if I had actually been able to get that one activated on Verizon, which I wanted to do first, if Verizon had allowed me to activate it, then once I got it working and moved my SIM card over, then I would have ordered a new battery and replaced it. And then at that point, who cares about the recall, because I have a battery and I have a new battery in it that doesn't have that problem. So yeah, although the three Note 7s that I have right now, including my broken one, do have the original batteries, at least as far as I'm aware, they're the original batteries. But they're all behaving fine. And like I said, the one Note 7 that was getting really hot, if I had gotten it working, I still wasn't worried about it exploding, but just for the peace of mind about it, I would have at some point replaced the battery. So, what caused the Note 7 battery explosions exactly? Overheating? Well, there's two issues because the Note 7 was recalled twice. This one is a second gen Note 7. You can tell it has the green battery indicator. If I unlock it here. So, there was two releases of the Note 7. This is the second release where they actually made the battery icon green. I don't know if you can see that. But the battery icon is actually green. I don't think it's going to show up. It still looks white, but it's supposed to be green. Maybe if I turn the brightness down, you can see. There we go. So you can see that's green. It's a green battery indicator. So this is a second gen Note 7 because the first Note 7s that came out, they had issues with overheating, and the reason why they overheated and caught on fire was because of the fact that there was a I forgot. I know in the second run of batteries, the reason the second oh yeah, no, I remember now. So the first set of batteries caught on fire because there was a corner of the battery that in the manufacturing process, a lot of them were basically pressed in. So they were compressed. And as a result, those batteries in the first run of units. Remember, there were 35 confirmed cases out of 2.5 million Note 7s from the span of August 19th to September 2nd that had combusted, and that was worldwide. So 35 units, very, very small number of units, but it was enough to where Samsung wanted to go ahead and recall it. Where personally, I mean, if I was Samsung, I wouldn't have recalled the phone. What I would have done, because Samsung behind the scenes, the people who actually had their phones catch on fire were treated very horribly at this time. And Samsung was handling that very poorly. So if I was Samsung, I would have just made sure to just keep those customers happy. I would have been like, okay, here's a free replacement. You get a brand new phone. You get a brand new Note 7. And you also get a refund for the price of the phone. So you basically just get an additional $1,000. And also, if you send us pictures of any damages, like if your desk got burned up, or in the one case where a dude's car burned up, Samsung should have bought him a new car. Although, I don't blame that car incident on the Note 7 because cars are so hot, especially in the summertime, that I believe that any phone that was in that position would have caught fire. Because my Note 5 almost was in a similar position where it got really hot to the point where it shut down. And so I think any phone put in that situation would have been likely to catch. So I don't think that's an issue with the Note 7 itself. I don't even necessarily think that one was defective, but of course, because at this point there were already cases of it, people just assumed, oh, it was the phone. So, which is understandable, but again, that's just just obviously bad PR. So 35 cases out of the 2.5 million caught on fire because of the fact that the top corner of the battery was pressed in, and that caused the battery to short circuit. And when it short circuits, you go into thermal runaway, and that's when the device basically gets so hot that it can't contain the pressure anymore. And since the phone is watertight, as a result, it tries to push up the back panel. And if there's enough resistance on the back panel, that can cause the battery to puncture, to basically just blow. And as a result, the phone catches fire. Well, not even catches fire, but it doesn't explode, doesn't really catch fire. It more so just expands, the phone overheats, and then the battery pops, so the phone melts from the inside and a bunch of smoke leaks out. It's still flammable, and there is a possibility of a small flame, but most of them were not actually catching, they're not catching on fire. It was just overheating and melting things. So it's a fire hazard, yes, but the phone isn't necessarily bursting into flames. So, and that's in both cases. That's in any phone that catches fire. Again, people say catches fire or explode. That's what it's actually doing. It's just overheating and melting the inside of the phone and being so hot that it is a fire hazard. And if you set it on carpet or something or wood, it could catch that device on fire. So it's very bad, obviously. And yes, to answer the question, Note 7 has USB Type-C. So that is USB Type-C. So the second running units. So remember, 35 phones out of 2 million. Now, there were over 100 cases reported. There were 105 cases that were reported of this phone catching in the first run of units. However, the majority of those were fabricated. So this kind of points to the thing I said before about people were taking advantage of the fact that it was a recall and people were just assuming that what the media was saying about it being over hundreds of units wasn't accurate. This phone's failure rates were in double digits at best, because it was only 35 confirmed cases. And out of the 105, there were dozens of those cases that were disproven, and then there were a couple of them that were kind of up in the air. And chances are, if they were up in the air, then, well, that they're probably false, let's be honest. Because there was one where it was like, some person was like, oh, my Note 7 caught on fire. And they're like, well, where's your evidence? And they're like, well, I don't know. I threw it out the window because I got scared. It's like, really? It's like, I don't believe that for a second. So, yeah, a common misconception is that the Galaxy S8 was Samsung's first phone with USB-C. No, it was the Note 7. Note 7 was the first phone with USB Type-C. People don't like to mention that because they don't want to say Note 7, but this phone did exist. Obviously, I'm holding one. And, yeah, so basically that's just the first run of units. With the second run of units, what happened with that was the second run of units had an issue where some of them, in Samsung's rush to push the new Note 7s out to the market, some of the second units were missing the insulation tape. So the tape that insulates the two layers was missing on a couple of units due to a manufacturing defect. And when I mean a couple. There were only five cases, reported cases of replacement Galaxy Note 7s catching fire. So with those, it was just a manufacturing defect, which that is no different than any other phone. There's been iPhone 7s catch on fire. There's been 6Ss. There's been 6 Pluses, 6s. There's even been S6 Edges. S7 Edges are very common to catch on fire. I've personally seen more S7s and S7 Edges catch fire and have bad batteries than Note 7s. So, has been brought to you by Storyfire. Yeah, Jesse Ridgway is sponsoring my channel. That'd be so cool. That would never happen, but that would be so awesome. Jesse's really cool. But yeah, so that's why both sets of Note 7s had issues. And that's why they were ultimately recalled, pulled from the market, and remotely disabled via battery charge software updates. So, yeah. People mention the Note 7 battery defect, but don't mention the iPhone 8 swollen batteries. Yes, that's very true. And the swollen battery, my S7 had a swollen battery. I've shown that on the stream a bunch of times. Now, I replaced the battery, so it's good now, and I sealed the back cover back on, so now it's fine. But it had a swollen battery, and it was probably on the verge of catching fire, because the first time I charged it, it got very hot. The second time, it was fine, but yeah, it was clearly about to potentially catch fire. So, and in that case, the back panel just popped right up, and it didn't resist nearly as hard. And I think the Note 7 was sealed a lot tighter. So as a result, I think, again, the pressure inside of it, instead of pushing off the back panel, it just couldn't seal itself in anymore. It just pushed out and, melted the thing. So, yeah. Let's see. If the battery swells, can it break the glass? It definitely can. Somehow on the S7 that I had, it did not. The adhesive just lifted up and the glass just lifted up, and I even was able to, actually it's in the box right now, I even was able to seal back the original glass panel. So the glass panel isn't even a replacement. This is the original back panel, and I was able to put it on just fine. Obviously it's not cracked or anything. I didn't even have to replace the adhesive, although obviously the adhesive isn't nearly as strong as it is now. Like if I put my fingernail underneath this, I could force the back panel off, but, and it's obviously not water resistant anymore, but it is working now. And, it's not swollen or anything. So now it looks brand new. It looks brand new. There's like a little scratch on the screen, like a little tiny set of scratches, like a little line of scratches, and that's it. Besides that, it's brand new. So the only thing is, it's not running Android Marshmallow. It's running Android Oreo, which I don't like. I like all my Galaxy phones to be on the original firmware, and that's why I have this black S7, which is still on Android Marshmallow. My best friend's mother still uses the S7 and was willing to let me use it to determine if I wanted one. Used my friend's S8 Plus, and the screen immediately sold me. Oh, so you got the S8 Plus, or did you get the normal S8? Yeah, I'm watching this on an S10 Plus. That's from PVZ68, man. But yeah. But yeah, so did you get the S8 or the S8 Plus? LMAO Alien. Yeah. Here's the Note 5. Normal S8. I don't like the S8 Plus size. Oh, okay. So you prefer the smaller phones? Yeah. LMAO. So you were deciding between the normal S8. I have a Note 5 on AT&T. I do as well. And this is also on the original firmware. I have 3 Note 5s right now. I have an AT&T black one on the original firmware, 64 gig. I have a Sprint one in the box, 32 gig original firmware, black as well. And then and that's on Android 5.1.1 as well. And this is a Verizon Gold one, obviously, 32 gigs. I think 32 gigs. Yeah, 32 gigs. On the latest software, Android 7.0, latest update and everything. So this is, where is the storage? Storage. Nope, that's memory. Storage. Yeah, this is 32 gigs. Yep, 32 gigs. So this is so pretty. I love the gold color. So AT&T prepaid. I was very stubborn on the standard S8 or I was very stubborn on the standard S8 or standard S8. Also not in black fingerprint magnets. So what color did you get? Did you get orchid gray? Or did you get the silver? Or did you get the blue? Or the red? Or the white? Was there a white? Oh no, there was gold. So the S8 came in black, gray, blue, red, and gold. I think I named all the colors. Oh, and blue. S8 to make baked nose ears. What? Was that English? Standard S7. Sorry, LMAO, I can't type. I got the Coral Blue S8. I love the Coral Blue. Coral Blue is the best. Okay, you know what? I am going to go get my other Note 7, even though I'm really scared about dropping it, but I'm going to go get it because I love that Coral Blue. Alright. Nope, that's not it. Here it is. I can tell which one has the phone in it based off the weight of the box. So I have my Coral Blue 7 in a Verizon box because the original Note 7 box is all tore up. In fact, this is the original box from the Blue Coral T-Mobile, but the flap is all messed up and it looks kind of gross. And yes, there was a white S8 Arctic Silver. What? Arctic Silver's not white. That's silver. Arctic Silver is silver. That's not white. Yeah, so there wasn't a white S8. I know there wasn't a white Note 8. The Note 8 came in black, orchid gray, deep sea blue, blossom pink, and maple gold. The Note 7 came in black onyx, blue coral, silver titanium, and gold platinum. And I believe if the Note 7, based on the wallpapers that the Note 7 comes with, if the Note 7 had stayed on the market, then I believe they would have come out with a pink one later on, much like how they had the pink S7 and S7 Edge. So, based on the wallpapers, I do believe that there would have been a pink, possibly red, but probably pink. So, yeah. So there is the gorgeous. This is the best phone that I own. You can see there's a little tiny scratch on the corner up there. You probably can't even see that. Little scratch on the corner up there that you probably can't even see on camera. And then there's just a tiny little chip on the corner right there, which apparently the guy who sold it to me said that happened in storage. So, but beyond that, it's perfect. Look at that color. This is the most beautiful phone that I have ever seen. And I love the blue coral. Even though I generally like darker blues, this blue is just so pretty. And of course the S Pen. The Coral Blue S Pen. Look at that. if you get a Note 7 or a Note FE, you have to get blue coral. Although the next time I get a Note FE, I will probably get the gold one, since I've owned the Note 7 in every US color, so blue, silver, and black, but I haven't owned a gold Note 7. So since the FE I can get in gold, because there's no hope in finding an international Note 7 at this point, although there is one on eBay. Oh, crap. But it's kind of sketchy, and I don't really want to buy it, even if I had the money. But yeah, this is the most beautiful phone ever, period. And I like how the front is colored, so you can actually see the color from the front, even if you have it in a case. Look at that. I need to get the blue coral. See, the two S7 Edges that I'm getting soon, I'm really considering taking the black one and turning it into a blue coral one, because the wallpapers aren't color matched like the Note 7 and the S8 and the Note 8. So the wallpaper isn't going to give away that it's the wrong color. So yeah. Windows Vista was awful. What? No, it wasn't. Windows Vista is awesome. I'm running Windows Vista on that computer back there. Although, I'm having problems installing programs. But yeah, I installed Vista on there because a friend of mine, who's named Windows Vista, made a special skin for Windows Vista. I think it was called Windows Vienna. I think that's what it was called. And I wanted to check it out on an actual computer. So that's just my hard drive wiping computer. So it can run anything. It can run XP, it can run Vista 7, 8, 10, Linux. Hell, it might even be able to run Mac OS. Probably not, but yeah. I have an S9 on Cricket. I have an S6 Edge on Sprint. I have an S6 Edge. I was gonna get an S9, but it got sold. But yeah, I have an S6 Edge, which is kind of cracked, and it's actually bent. So it has the pink line, but the pink line starts exactly where the frame is bent at. So I would assume that's probably why the pink line's there. So I have no idea what happened to this. Obviously, I wasn't the original owner, so I have no idea. Although I had this in my pocket when I went outside, and it fell out of my pocket, and it landed right on this top corner. And so it put a deep gouge in the frame right there. But somehow it didn't crack the glass, though. It hit it right on the aluminum. Although I don't care if it would have cracked the glass, because the glass is already cracked. But yeah, so it does still work, though. It's still fully functional, even with the pink line. So I'm probably gonna use this as just like an auxiliary phone, one where I don't have to worry about it breaking or whatever, because again, it's also a curved screen, so the screen's not gonna die. But I don't have to worry about the glass cracking. Although the back, if you just look at it from the back, it's in perfect condition. But then you turn it over to the front, and it's not good. So let's see, Windows Vista. Yeah, I like Windows Vista. I have a copy of Windows Vista Ultimate. I got it for like $15. Yeah. So let's see. I see this hairline scratch and some scratches by the charging port. The back glass is pristine and tells me the previous owner used a case but no screen protector. Yeah, that sounds about right. I absolutely hate the S6 series Galaxy phones. Huh. So you don't like the S6, the S6 Edge, or the S6 Edge Plus? And I'm assuming, does the Note 5 extend to that as well? No micro SD card slot, no water resistance, no user removable battery, smaller megapixel camera, and glass back. Well, no, the S6 didn't have a smaller megapixel camera. The S6 is 16 megapixels, just like the S5 and Note 4. So the S7 is when you have less megapixels. I remember getting my first iPhone at Best Buy. It was great. Wow. Yeah. But still, here's the Coral Blue Note 7. And this is pristine. Also, this phone behaves better than all my other phones. This does not get hot at all. This one was made in China. And back when the Note 7 recall happened, all the defective batteries were coming out of Korea. So I think this one has, for sure, a good battery in it. So even if I was using this one as a daily driver, I wouldn't bother to replace the battery, because it still holds a decent amount of battery life because it was barely used. Last I checked, the battery percentage was about 85% of estimated capacity, and it still gave me 6 hours of screen on time. Like, the battery life on the Note 7 is ridiculous, at least on this version. Obviously, this Verizon one is more worn down, and the battery life is more like 2-3 hours of screen on time. But this one, 6 hours of screen on time, and the battery isn't even at full capacity. So this is way better than the Note 8 was. Because I remember some people saying, yeah, the Note 8 battery life is better than the Note 7 because of optimization. No, 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 no. The Note 7 battery life was way better than the Note 8. And even the Note 9 barely scratches it. The Note 9 is just barely better than the Note 7, even having 500 more milliamps and being less explosive. So there's a reason why the Note 7 is my favorite phone. Because here's the thing. This color is what pushes it over the edge for me. So, if you're comparing this Note 7 to the Note 9, my blue Note 9, I'm going to prefer the Note 9. But if you're comparing this Note 7 to the Note 9, Note 7 is my favorite phone of all time, and the Note 9 is my second. These are toss-ups between the two. I love both of these phones a lot. Whatever you do, if you store devices with rechargeable batteries, always top them off. Otherwise, you'll swell the battery and it will leak. Yeah, the thing that I've heard is that when you're storing a phone for a long time, you want to store the battery at about 50%. So if it's like 30% to like 70%, you're good. So my thing is generally 60%. So like if I'm going to be storing a phone for a while, I try to keep the battery at about 60%. Do not let it die completely, because then it will drain idly and the battery won't be able to turn back on. And if you charge it too much, then the battery may lose its potential capacity in the future. Although I would still recommend charge it up to 100% versus putting it back in at 0 for sure. So definitely err towards the side of it having more battery, and some batteries are just really bad. Like my original Galaxy Note, the battery is so bad, the standby is so bad that I can fully charge it to 100% and shut it off with it still connected to the charger. And if I unplug it and turn it back on, yeah, it's going to have 100%. But if I put it back in the box and leave it for a week and I take it out, it's going to be stone dead. So I really need to, but of course that's removable battery. So if the battery goes bad, I can buy a new Note 1 battery. And I probably will at some point buy a new Note 1 battery. Even though I don't use the Note 1. The Note 1 is exclusively a collector device, because if you're going to use a Galaxy Note, the Note 2 is the lowest that I would go. The Note 1 isn't even a consideration at this point. But yeah. Unless you custom ROM the Note 1. If you custom ROM the Note 1, then yeah, you get by with it. But it'd be easier in the US to find a Note 2 or a Note 3, or spend literally a couple more dollars and get a Note 4. But yeah, I have a Verizon S4, but it won't turn on, but when I connect to the charger, it turns on like normal. Replace the battery. Your S4 probably has a bad battery in it, especially since the dock connector for yours clearly sounds like it's good. Samsung is slowly starting to discontinue replacement batteries for their removable back phones. Do you mean as far as like actually providing the batteries themselves? Because I've been paying attention to that. Although I do like how Samsung does that, because I love it, but every time I go to buy a battery, I always forget. I always forget about it, and then I go on eBay and buy one. And then sometimes the battery sucks. And I don't buy one directly from Samsung. And plus, obviously, like I can't buy a Note 7 battery. I wish I could. See, that's the thing. What Samsung should have done, Samsung should have allowed me to send this Note 7 in and have them refurbish it. Put like all Note FE parts in it, but still keep it Verizon so I can use it and put a new battery in it. I would gladly pay $500 for that. Gladly. Like, I would gladly give Samsung $500 if they could take this Note 7. Well, first off, make it blue. So make it blue like this one. But if I could tell them, hey, turn this into a blue FE, but obviously still Verizon, so I can use it on Verizon and update the software and everything, I would love that. Because there is no physical difference between the FE and the 7. Minus the chipsets, obviously. But between an Exynos Note 7 and a Note FE, they're the same thing. They're the exact same thing. Only difference is software. So, yeah. And I've seen people like take their Note 7s and basically turn it into an FE, where they install the FE ROM on it and then put a FE battery in it. How much is a used Note 7? It depends, because they're collectibles at this point. Nobody's buying them to actually use them. Note FEs, Note FEs are around 200. So Note FEs are about the same price as Note 8s. That's like the general rule. Although right now they're at the point where they're more expensive than the Note 8 because they're harder to find. So once in a while they'll be the same price, and usually they're more than the 8. So for most people, it makes more sense to get a Note 8, unless you just really prefer the Note 7 design, like I do. But again, I have Verizon. So if I had Cricket, if I had AT&T, or I've heard that Verizon is switching to GSM finally, because that rumor's been around forever. But if they finally do that, then I may downgrade to an FE. I may consider it. Assuming if I had like a replacement set of parts on hand, just in case I broke it and couldn't find replacement parts. But yeah. They didn't shut down Windows 7. It's just out of support. You can still use Windows 7 just fine. Just like you can use Vista, just like you can use XP and Windows 2000 and all that stuff. There's no reason to not keep using Windows 7. I have an S6 Edge Plus Verizon, but it's Google locked. I can break past Google locks. My S6 wait a minute, no. I broke past an S7. I broke past a Note 8. I didn't break past the Note 7. I know I did at one point, but I haven't figured it out again. Or did I? Well, either way. But the S6 Edge Plus, I can definitely at Google unlock it. I don't know if I'd be able to teach you how to do it, because I don't remember off the top of my head, but I usually take about a day and I figure it out. But yeah, there is a way you can get it unlocked. Get the Google account off of it. Yeah. I love that people are slowly starting to realize how great of a phone the Note 7 was. Oh, well, it's weird. You ever try buying off Swappa? I have not. I've always bought off eBay. I have bought on Amazon before, but it was just kind of overpriced compared to eBay. I bought a refurbished Galaxy Note 3 on Amazon a while ago, and it was perfect. It was beautiful. But, yeah, I really should do that again, because I want to get... See, I'm having bad luck finding a T-Mobile Note 3, because I grew up with a T-Mobile Note 3, and I specifically want a T-Mobile version, because that's what I had. An international one would be fine, too, because no bloatware, but if it's going to be US, I want it to be T-Mobile. I really want to have two. I want to have a Verizon one and a T-Mobile one. Because I want to have two of every Note, because I'm stupid like that. But yeah. Let's see. But yeah, I haven't tried buying off Swappa. Amazon renewed refurbished phones very drastically in quality. Yeah, the one time that I bought one, I had really good luck with it. It was brand new. It was brand new. I think I did an unboxing of it when I got it a few years ago. But that Note 3 was I reiterate, brand new. Not a scratch on it. I think it even still had the plastic on the sides. Because remember the old Samsung phones where the plastic ones where they would put the protective plastic on the side of the phone too? They actually did it with the Note 9. And maybe the S9 too, I'm not sure. But they stopped doing it for a while and they did it again. I don't know if they still... Oh, they do still do it, yeah. The S10 and the Note 10 does come with the plastic on the sides, on the frames. But yeah. Samsung sells the parts to customers much better than Apple, but replace batteries via the mail. Apple replaces batteries via in-store same day for not much more money, or usually the same money. Yeah, Samsung needs more stores. I know I would rather send mine off than go into a store and have them not be able to help me, but Samsung does need more stores. I do agree with that. I wish they had more physical locations, because I prefer to go to physical locations. Oh my god, I would love to work at a Samsung store. That would be so amazing. I would love that so much. Literally, for my job application, I could just take a picture. I have a picture of all my Samsung phones. I'd just be like, can I work for you guys? And they'd be like, hired. Well, first they'd be like, do you have two Note 7s? And then they'd be like, hired. But yeah, so that's cool. Do 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 do. Let's see. I always buy my phones on eBay because when I bought an S7 on Amazon, it was bad condition. Yeah, honestly, you go either or at this point. They both have fairly robust fire protection programs. Although obviously, buy if you're on eBay, buy from a good seller. Well, in both cases, buy from a good seller that has a good rating and outwardly accepts returns. Because I lost some money on buying a replacement 10s Max back and the seller just wouldn't let me return it. I tell myself I'm not a Samsung fanboy, but not gonna lie, I am. Yeah, me too. Amazon that you can buy Windows 10 or 8 is faster and more powerful on laptops or PC. I don't know what you're saying. Are you saying Windows 8 or 10 is better? Because you are right, but I'm not sure what that has to do with Amazon. Oh, unless you're saying Amazon would be a safer place to buy software. That may be true. I've never bought software on Amazon or eBay. I've only ever gotten software from friends and stuff or from hardware. You know, like Windows keys I always get from hardware. Or I've, well, just found it online. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes and it's not really piracy. It's just kind of people just sharing their keys and you're not supposed to use it that way. But I guess that technically would be piracy. It depends on the terms of service of the software. I'd rather use Windows 7 over 8 or 8.1 any day. What about Vista? What about XP? What about 10? Because I like Windows 8. I used Windows 8 on my computer for a long time, and I only upgraded to 10 because Windows 8 went out of mainstream support in 2018. Because I had Windows 8.1. And it was fine. I liked it. I don't mind the start screen. In fact, my desktop, I have it set up with... I have so many tiles on my start screen that it basically is... it's basically the start screen at this point. Although I do have it just stretched out to the farthest it can go. I used to have it actually full screen, but that was kind of pointless because this still is basically full screen, but, why not? So I basically because my start menu is just where I put everything. Everything goes on my start menu, in my opinion. So I like the start menu on Windows 8 and 10 a lot more than the start menu on everything else. So... Now, granted, I may prefer the desktop UI of Windows 7 or Vista, where it's more rounded and more pretty looking and arrow and all that. And I say may because I actually don't know. Some days I prefer one, some days I prefer the other. It's a toss-up. Although I do prefer Windows Vista's appearance to Windows 7's. So Windows Vista is my favorite version of Windows on appearance front, but Windows 7 to me is similar to 8 and 10 as far as how much I like it. Super Bowl starting off, Super Bowl's over, but you can still watch WWE WrestleMania on TV. That's great. Chiefs won by 11 points, so I'm happy about that. Granted, I know they just either won. Doesn't matter if it's by 1 point or not, but they won by over 10 points, so that's great. I wonder someone else is going to win by 11 points in 10 months. My sister's boyfriend gave me a clean Windows 7 ISO, saving it until I built my first desktop. Was it Home or Pro? Or was it Ultimate? Were you one of those people? I never got Windows 7 Ultimate working because the product keys I got for 7 Ultimate were always buggy. But Vista Ultimate is great. Which, to me, there's not really any reason to get 7 Ultimate over 7 Pro other than BitLocker, which, if you don't care about BitLocker, then whatever. Although BitLocker should have been on Windows 7 Pro and Vista Pro, or Vista Business. I actually prefer Business to Pro. I don't see, to me, Business makes more sense than calling it Pro. I should turn on this Note 7 just to show that this one's working too. But yeah. Also, this Note 7 feels heavier and thicker. It feels different than this Note 7. This Note 7 feels lighter and it feels thinner than this one. This one feels thicker. It feels more beefy. I don't know why. They're obviously the same phone. But it just feels different. I don't know why. This is heavier and it's thicker. It feels thicker. It's not supposed to be thicker. But it is slightly thicker. And no, the battery's not bulging. It's completely flat. It's the way it's supposed to be. Oh my god, look at that. Oh yeah, I don't have any locks on this because this is just sitting in the box. But yeah, look at that. No burn in at all. Focus. You can see if I go to settings. See, there's no burn in. Look at that, 70%. Yep. Also, the time's off because it's not on Wi-Fi right now. Yeah. So this one's offline. So I don't have it connected to a network, obviously, because I wouldn't connect it to a network without it being shielded to make sure it doesn't install any bad updates. But yeah. I also put the Samsung Pay icon instead of email since that's how it looks like on the international versions. But yeah. 5.7 inch Quad HD AMOLED display. HDR too. People forget about that. The Note 7 was the first Samsung phone to have HDR. Even I forget about that sometimes. And HDR in the screen, beautiful. Because this is the only screen, other than the FE, where you have HDR and you still have the standard aspect ratio. So, first Samsung phone with iris scanning, USB Type-C, HDR. What else? Still has a headphone jack. Still has the bottom mounted speaker. It's the only thing I don't like. But there actually are some times when I prefer having just one speaker to two. But usually I prefer two. The Note 9 sounds way better than the 7. But, and the 8 also sounds a bit better than the 7. But yeah, so it's just so pretty. The back, unfortunately, has a couple of scratches on it. Because the blue doesn't hide scratches very well. The black and the silver are a lot better at hiding scratches than the blue and the gold. Oh yeah, and that, of course, it has the gold frame. And the blue, look at that. That's so pretty. I love this phone so much. It's kind of funny how I remember making fun of Samsung, like, oh, they're trying to make the Note 5 look all pretty. Look at that, it's all gold and shiny. Like, yeah, it's pretty, but I mean, come on, I like the old school Notes, so they're more functional, and those look beautiful in of itself. And then Samsung's like, oh, really, bitch? Oh, really? Really? You want to keep saying that? You want to keep saying you don't care about your phones looking pretty? Come on, man. Don't kid yourself, man. You want this. You want this phone. You want this phone, don't you? And I'm like, yeah, gimme. Oh, by the way, yeah, because this is the first time I've had a gold Note 5 since I've had the gold or the blue Note 7. So there's that. So there's the flagship Note 5 color and the flagship Note 7 color. At least based off the... Although I guess the black and the blue are kind of... You know, because in the promotional video, they show both the blue and the black. But you could argue the black one maybe was more in the promotional video because it was throughout more of the video, right? But in the Note 5, the promotional video showed the gold one. Same thing with the S6 Edge Plus and with the S6 Edge. For the S6, the promotional color was the black sapphire. And for the S7 and S7 Edge, the black S7 Edge and the gold S7 were in the promotional video. And then for the S8s, orchid gray. Actually, black and orchid gray as well, so flipped. And then for the Note 8, all black. For the Note 9, all blue. S9, purple. LMAO, I know I did. Instantly fell in love with the blue S8. My friend's S8 Plus was black. Not a fan. Yeah. Plus, the black on the Note 7 looks better than the black on... This is the best black. This is the best black, hands down. Because it still has a shine to it. The S8 and Note 8 black, where it's completely pitch black, it just loses all personality. It's like a color that's just only there for you to put a case on it that's more fancy. It's just not, it just doesn't look nice. The Note 7 at least still looks nice because the frame was a matte black color. This is the same thing with the S9 and the Note 9. So the S9 and the Note 9 are okay because I don't like the shiny black frame because that scratches easily and it shows fingerprints on the sides. That's ridiculous. My second favorite Samsung phone based off images is a gold S7 Edge. Yeah, I will be getting a gold S7 Edge soon to do repairs on, as well as a black one. So what I'll probably do is I will keep the gold one gold because I'm going to get a gold Note FE and I have a gold S7, so I'll have all of them in gold. Because I'm usually not a fan of gold, but I gotta admit, gold has kind of grown on me. Gold in general, the gold colors, they've grown on me. They've grown on me. I used to really not like gold. And like I didn't dislike it, but it was never my first choice. And it still isn't, but you know, in the case of the Note 5, previously with my Note 5, the black was my second favorite option, and my first favorite was the silver. Not anymore. Gold is my second favorite. Silver is my first favorite with the Note 5. And then my third favorite is the black, then the white, then the pink. Do you watch Simple Alpaca's Still Worth It videos? I do. He makes good videos, although I prefer 91 text videos because I feel like he puts more work into them. Because I've seen so many videos of Simple Alpaca's like, oh yeah, this thing is probably this way, but I don't know for sure. Like you can tell he's kind of just rushing the videos out. And which again, I don't knock that because he does so many of them that yeah, I kind of can't blame him, but it means it's not in depth, you know, it's not because my videos are similar to like Erica Griffin or Flossie Carter, where you have an hour of the person sitting in front of a camera talking about the phone, you know, being in depth about their experience with it and whether or not they think you should buy it based off of everything they've gone through. I think that's a lot more valuable than simply making a 5-minute reel about, hey, this phone can do this. Yeah, not much has changed since last year. Buy it, don't buy it. I also don't like how Simple Alpaca is constantly, you know, he's like, oh, well, this phone just lost support, so you have to root it, you have to root it, you have to root it, you have to root it. And it's just, it's really annoying because it's just simply not the case. You know, it's, you know, a lot of these phones are still good even on stock, and the majority of viewers, the majority of people watching those types of videos are never going to root their phone. So telling them, oh, don't buy this phone unless you're going to root it is just so disingenuous to me, and it's just not helpful. And again, like, I still like his videos, and, you know, I still like him, but that's just, I really get frustrated whenever people will try to tell me that, like, oh, this phone sucks now, when it's only a couple years old. And now's the best time to buy it. And they're like, well, it just lost security it just lost Android updates, so it sucks now. And it's like, really? No. No. The phone's still a good phone. The S3 is still a good phone. Yeah, sure. If you want something faster with more RAM, maybe it doesn't crash as often, buy an S8, buy an S7. But you can still get by with it. I remember, like, there was one friend that I had where she gave me some money to fix her phone. I ordered the screen, it was the wrong screen, and it took a long time, and I kept getting the wrong screen for it. It was like a cheapo phone that was hard to find parts for. I actually have two of those phones now, ironically, but I couldn't find the screen, so I said, hey, here's the thing. I just got a Galaxy S3, and I would normally sell this for the same price as I charge you for the screen. So, do you want me to just give you the S3? It's in brand new condition. You can use it on your service, on Straight Talk, and it'll work. And she's like, okay. And I gave it to her. I put a case on it and gave it to her. She was super happy with it. It was an S3, and this was about a year ago. And she was super ecstatic, going through all the features and trying it out and downloading her apps, and she was super happy with it. And yeah, she loved it. It was just a white S3, white Straight Talk S3. And she was still happy with it, and she still really liked that phone. She loved that phone. The only reason she stopped using it was because it got stolen, unfortunately. So yeah, like, just because a phone's old doesn't... Now, there's some phones that you can't really use anymore. Note 1, S2... S1. iPhone 4, 3GS, 3G, 2G. Unusable. Those you can't really use unless you put a lot of work into them, and even then they're going to be pretty bad experiences. Now the Note 1 and the S2, if you root them and put a custom ROM on them, that will dramatically improve the experience. The S1 I think is still just too old, but the S2 and the Note 1 you could get by. Because the truth is that on stock versus a flagship phone, stock versus rooted isn't going to be all that much different from a usability perspective. But yeah, anyways, let's see. I missed some ideas. Some ideas swinging the display on TV then burns my what? I don't know what you're saying. I completely agree. Can you still buy a Note 7 on eBay? No, you can't. eBay banned the sales of Note 7s. If there is a Note 7 on eBay, it's the only reason it's still up is because the person labeled it as an FE when it's not, and eBay just hadn't caught the listing yet. But usually those listings get taken down. I upgraded my S8 to Pi. Did I make a mistake? I don't get why so many people hate Pi. I don't like Pi. The performance of Pi is wonderful. The performance of Android Pi, Samsung's One UI, performance-wise, is miles better than TouchWiz or the Samsung Experience, which is their last two Android skins names. So from a performance perspective, Pi is a upgrade hands down. However, I personally have not updated any of my devices to Pi because I don't like the UI. My Note 9, I've got good lock on it, so I have some of the Pi features, but this is still an Android Oreo. Like if I scroll this down, you can see that this is still Android Oreo. It still has the same Oreo notifications. It still has all those. If I go into settings, I'm still on Android Oreo. In fact, I am still on, if I go to software information, you can see I'm still on Android 8.1, and this is my daily driver Note 9, Samsung Experience 9.5, so the last version. And I am still on the August 1st, 2018 security patch. So I've never, since I got this phone, and I believe this came out with the August security patch. I don't think, did it come out with the July one? So maybe it's had one software update installed on it. But in the entire time that I owned it, I've never installed a software update on it. Ever. Not once. And that's the way I like it, because it's very difficult to downgrade these, and whenever I'm done using the phone, I want to put it away, and I want it to be on the original firmware. So I just don't update any of my phones anymore. iPhone, Android, I just personally don't update them. I would rather just get the new phone when it comes out, in this case the Note 10, and that would have One UI on it. Because Samsung only updates their software a few versions anyway, and it's not enough to really affect the usability long term. Because right now, a Note 5 is still a great phone. But whether it's on 7.0 or 5.1, the app compatibility is still almost exactly the same. So there's no point other than features. So you see my point? So I personally don't update. But if you care about the performance and you like the new UI of One UI, then download it. It's great. It's all up to you. But yeah. So yeah, I personally don't update any of my phones ever. Whatever software it came with is what it will be on whenever I get rid of it. If I can help it. There's some exceptions to that rule, but generally that's generally the rule. So, anyways, yeah. So who owns Straight Talk? I don't know. I know TrackPhone owns Straight Talk, but I don't know who owns TrackPhone. Me and some friends are playing Fortnite on iPhone, and they're addicted to it at 3 a.m. They woke me up, and it freaks me out. I still get giddy like a child whenever I use the features on my S8. It's still gorgeous in 2020. Only thing that makes it feel old is the single rear camera. Yeah. And probably also the fingerprint sensor being all the way up to the top. I miss how seamless. Where can you buy a Note 7? I've answered this question. This question's been asked about a dozen times. Just in this stream, you cannot buy a Note 7. I got this Note 7 because a friend of mine told me that he was selling one. Not on any platform. And this one I got on Facebook Marketplace. You are not going to find one. And yeah, and then another one. Other ones that I've gotten were just I never got any on eBay or Amazon. If I ever got it on any platform, it was Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or something like that, where the selling parameters aren't as strict. You're not going to find one on any website, not legally, anyways, and not any of the major ones at least. So, where can you buy a Note 7? Pretty much nowhere, unless you happen to get lucky and find one locally. So it just is what it is. There's so few of these still out there, let alone still running. Your best bet is to buy one that's broken and just fix it. But if you're unable to do that, then don't bother. Unless you want to just try to send it in and see if you can't get the refund check. Or if you get one, send it to me, and I'll buy it off you. But yeah. Have you heard of a tornado vacuum? I have. I don't know anything about them, but I've heard the name. I finally just up and got it from a motel dumpster. Put pie on face. Just do it. What? But yeah. Oof. Yep, oof indeed. So, yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Note 7. Note 7. Which one do you guys like better? Do you like the blue or do you like the black? And I don't have the silver one with me right now. Otherwise, I'd show that one too. Note 7 Master Race. Indeed. Blue. I knew Darth Gamer was going to like the blue. Black is better. Ooh. Well, I like blue, so I'm the tiebreaker. Blue is better. Plus, it's just a fact. Blue is better than black. Right? So, black. And we got another row for black, so we're tied again. Why the black? I guess just because it's just not clashing, and you can put whatever case you want on it to make it whatever color, or a debrand skin, if you're into that sort of thing. If you like the black front, but not the black back, you could just put a blue debrand skin on the back and make it blue. If I was to use the Note 7 as my daily driver, then I would do that. I would put the I would get a debrand skin on the back of it, just like I got on my Note 9. Although I wouldn't be able to. I don't think they make the transparent skin for it, so I'd probably have to get like a carbon fiber or something. But yeah. But yeah, here's the Note 7. Oh, you can't see it because the brightness is up. Turn off the auto brightness. There we go. Look at that. So pretty. What are your thoughts on Samsung's curved infinity display? What, like this? It's good. Come on, unlock my face. There we go. It looks nice. It's got the curvies. Sounds like everyone is definitely asleep now. That's very true. My S10 Plus is blue. Yeah, the blue S10 looks really nice. The blue S9 and S10 look so much better than the Note 9 blue. I mean, I like the Note 9 blue, but I think they kind of dropped the ball on it compared to the S9 and S10. I think that they made the purple and the blue a lot more muted on the Note 9, and I don't really like that. Not as bad as it was with the Note 8. The Note 8 was so much more muted compared to the S8. I don't know why they do that. It's like, I don't want the colors to look blander just because it's a Note. I want it to look prettier. I mean, and then Samsung finally said, okay, well, we're going to go all the way then. And then with the Note 10 Plus, they're just say, F it. You have the entire rainbow on the back of the phone. And we're just like, oh, okay. Although, honestly, I like the Aura Glow, but it's just, it reflects too much. So if I get the Note 10, what I really want is I want to get the Note 10 in red and the Note 10 Plus in blue. That's what I want to get. So, hey, I gotta go. I got school tomorrow. Don't want to miss it. Yeah, definitely. Well, I will see you later. Come on, Note 7 unlock. There we go, unlock. There we go. Pretty. All right. Yeah. So, good night, dude. I'm gonna put this back in the box. Now it's all covered in my fingerprints. Look at that. It's all gross and smudgy now. That is one thing. The blue shows the fingerprints a lot more than the black does, but I don't care. I'd rather have the phone look much prettier and then just have to wipe it down every few seconds if I want it to look nice. Because to me, the blue covered in fingerprints still looks far better than a completely clean black one or silver one or gold one. Because I just love blue. But yeah, for the Note 7, blue is my favorite. Silver is my second favorite. Gold is... See, because black used to be my second favorite color. And then it became my third, and now it's my fourth. Now, in pretty much the case of all the phones, the black is my least favorite color. For the Note 7, first, blue. Second, silver. Third, gold. Fourth, black. Note 5. Well, Note 5 is up a bit higher. Note 5. First, silver. Second, gold. Third, black. Fourth, white. 5, pink. Although I've never seen the pink in person. Maybe I would like the pink even more than the black and the white. But it's basically like the same color as the rose gold iPhone. Just seems a little bit too pinkish for me. So I'm not usually a fan of pink. Yeah, man, me too. Gotta start early tomorrow for college. Good night, man, and take care. Sorry I haven't been on your streams in a while. Yeah, you're fine, dude. Life gets in the way. I understand that. You are not obligated to come to my streams, but I do really appreciate it when you do. So, have a fabulous day to all of you beautiful people. And since it's 11:35, I'll probably sign off in just a couple minutes. But yeah, I hope you guys all sleep well and have a fabulous night. But yeah, so I'll also try to get the streaming for the console working tomorrow so I can play some Black Ops while streaming. I'll try to see if I can't get that working. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll probably sign off in like a minute or two. Likewise, yep. I got a microfiber cloth right here. I'm going to clean this off. Oh, I just unlocked it. Power off. Cleaning off a phone, cleaning off a phone. Actually, I'll probably clean this too. Oops. Might not be clean all the way. Oh, whatever. Look at that. That is clean. There's a couple scratches up the top. I don't like that. Why are there scratches? Stupid scratches, go away. Oh, well. Actually, I probably should have. Well, now the back is covered in my oils. I should have cleaned the back off first, then set it in the box, and then cleaned the front. Alrighty. Cleaning this off, making it look all nice and pretty. Again, there's scratches on the back, and that makes me so sad. I want to get those scratches off there. And I don't want to have to replace the back. There we go. That's still clean. And maybe that's why this got scratched. There's a couple specks of dust in here. Scratching up my irreplaceable phone. All the specks of dust out of it. All the specks of dust. This is where my OCD mode just kicks in. It's basically just OCD porn at this point. There's some scratches on the little tray, but that's okay. Everything else is still in the box too. Like this box has all the paperwork and even a couple spare S Pens. Core Blue S Pens. It has everything in the box. Charger, S Pen tips, cable, the 2 adapters at the bottom, and the headphones. Still brand new, untouched. So now, put this with the booklets and the SIM ejection tool all back in. And then this. Clean this off one more time on the back. Just like that. And now set it gently back in the box. And now I can clean off the front. There we go. Clean the front off of it. Just like that. And this is when you can really see all the little hairline scratches. But surprisingly, there's not that many. The Note 7 has been the best phone that I've owned in terms of scratch resistance, meaning using it without a case or a screen protector for a little bit. And like my Note 9 and my Note 8, especially my Note 8, got more scratches using them for the same amount of time without a screen protector. But yeah. So there's that blue Verizon Note 7. Put this back on, and there we go. Yeah, it says Verizon. It's not the original box, because the original box is over here, but I don't keep it in the original box because the original box is kind of messed up. It's kind of worn out, and this Note 7 deserves a better showpiece. So it is still a coral blue box, but it's a Verizon one. So I just bought the box by itself. So, yeah. There we go. All right, it is 11:41. I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream. Anyway, guys, this was Intelitech Studios. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Yeah, the next videos will be the Dyson, the Dyson video, as well as possibly the unboxing of that GameStop Xbox 360, as well as maybe a couple others. Anyway, guys, this is Intelitech Studios signing out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everyone. Go Chiefs, and I hope you guys all had a great night. Have a good one.